You're a new recruit to Rainbow Six Siege. You're about to join one of the greatest gaming communities out there, but you may be wondering, what is Rainbow Six? Rainbow Six is a game where multiplayer is at the center of the experience, focusing on gameplay that is just the right mix of tactics, destruction, and unique heroes that we call our operators. This video will help you learn everything you need to know before your first steps in Rainbow Six Siege. Rainbow Six features 3 different team deathmatch online game modes: Hostage, Secure Area, and Bomb. At the beginning of each round, there will be time for preparation. Defenders will be able to set their defenses with a variety of tools and gadgets. Attackers can send drones to recon the map, locate threats, objectives, and prepare their attack. But whether attacking or defending, knowing which operator to choose will have a big impact on your game. Operators are truly the heroes of Rainbow Six Siege, choosing amongst dozens of highly trained operatives from all over the world. Each operator is specialized in either offense or defense, owning tools and gadgets unique to them. Some operator gadgets allow them to set traps. Others excel at breaching. Mastering each skill and gadget will be key to your survival. But choosing your operator is only a fraction of the equation, as an effective team is more than the sum of its parts. In Rainbow Six, you're only as good as your team. So, play with your friends or let the matchmaking pick teammates for you. While there's no respawning and no second chances, once your operator is down, you can still exploit security cameras or remaining player drones to help your team achieve victory. Because each environment brings its own challenges, working, planning, and executing together with your team will be key to your success. There are a variety of maps to choose from, with more being released all the time. No two are alike, so you'll need to adapt your strategy, tactics, and choose your operators accordingly. Some will force close encounters. As for others, mastering medium and long-range engagement will be key. In Rainbow Six Siege, you have to always mind your surroundings. Environmental destruction is core to the game experience. When defending, you'll have to take into consideration that windows, walls, and even ceilings can be breached. So reinforce your position and be ready for anything. Rainbow Six Siege is constantly evolving, with free updates, new maps, and operators. But it's more than a game. It's a thriving community with 25 million players and counting. And the community is more alive than ever. Rainbow Six is a game built for gamers with a competitive spirit who won't back down from a challenge. And now, it's your turn to play.
Hello guys, welcome to week 1 of the Women's League Rainbow Six XP League. Sorry to stuff that up. That was kind of a little bit much.
Yeah.
I'm Tegan, I'm head of the Women's League. I'm here with Tanil tonight. We have starting Trinity versus Viking Army, and then we're going to go across to Noot versus Vertex after that.
Hi guys, my name's Tanil. I'm filling in tonight, or just as a bit of a guest interviewee, and going to be helping out with the in-between scenes of each game. I hope you guys enjoy, and we'll see you guys soon.
So we're going to head over to our casters now to start the games off. First game is Viking versus Trinity.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Bit about grassroots, I guess. So this is one of the first female things that we've been seeing here in Australia. Siege, and I think in general we're going to be seeing a lot more grassroots events popping up in the future.
Yeah, definitely. And one of the biggest things I think for women in esports and all sports in general is just closing the gap, and not only the gap between men and female, but between the female ranks as well. So there is a huge gap between like the competitive female ranks with like the grassroots and the really competitive stuff. So we definitely want to close that and hopefully, you know, improve
Yeah, well, I think you will see that anyway, because there's like a much larger pool in terms of male participants in video games in general and esports. So I work with high school students, and I already see that as well. So everything from year 8s to year 12s, a lot less girls. However, in the younger age groups, there are quite a lot of girls. And so through grassroots programs such as the Women's League here or the high school program, what we're hoping to do is encourage more girls to kind of step out of their comfort zone and become part of the team and break through that barrier that they sometimes think is there. And yeah, so my name's Tennille. I've been running like a high school program now for the past year. We just do League of Legends at the moment, but I would love to get into Rainbow Six Siege because a lot of the older students do play that, and a lot of them are male. But I do know a lot of girls who currently are in the high school league that want to play Rainbow Six, so it's just a matter of doing that. And if they get to watch streams such as this, these young girls, they hopefully will get influenced and inspired to play and represent themselves in a larger group of women who actually want to get involved.
Yeah, definitely. And not only that, like we've been creating opportunities for like video editors and voiceovers, all to do with this league. So it's not only just growing opportunities for women in the competitive players scene. It's definitely opening more windows for
the industry.
The industry, male, female, whatever, all together. So
yeah, you don't have to be a pro player to work in esports.
Yeah,
and that's I think the biggest lesson that we have to learn in that. So you've got everything from shoutcasting to broadcasting. You've got interviewers and hosting, and then you've got people in cybersecurity and games and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
And managers and teams. So I think soon we're going to be handing over. Can we hear the commentators yet? The casters? Not yet? That's absolutely fine. So tell me a bit, how did you get into this industry? So you were in the military originally? And
so just gaming from like a really young age, like with my brother and my dad, and growing up with it and everything like that. And then getting into streaming actually got me into like working with esports and it's getting a bit of an echo now. And working with social media and esports, working on panels and stuff, down at PAX, supernovas, that kind of thing. This is my first time sort of running a league, which is really exciting. There's been lots of hurdles and lots of things to improve on for next time, but it's been exciting, and I'm just so excited to start tonight and to get the week 1 done.
Yeah.
And then
see how it
move
goes.
on.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I got into esports only last year, actually the end of 2018. So I spent a bit of time in Indonesia, and I went to some Dota 2 tournaments and some PUBG tournaments, and I also work with high school students, and I just absolutely loved the environment of seeing their faces light up when they talked about games that they liked. So I only got in last year, and same sort of thing, we ran a broadcast, and it's very nerve-wracking the first time. And then you have to entertain and talk, and I don't usually do the talking in front of the camera, but I do a lot of talking
Here we are.
in front of the schools and teachers that I have to convince, talk about why esports can be a positive influence on young people's lives and young females' lives as well, breaking down that barrier that they often see in school, whether it be to do with gender or even things like ethnicity. So you have a lot of international students coming from China or Southeast Asia over to Australia, and then they have this broad gap in between the domestic students and that. So esports has been a really great barrier breaker for that. So do we know many of the females competing tonight, or their backgrounds, or how did you manage to wrap all this up together?
We pretty much got most of it from social media, I think, through Facebook and Twitter. There are quite a few females that do play in the amateur league already.
Okay.
And then we have some players that play in CSGO leagues as well. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how that transfer and how they go in Siege. But
have they been competing long together, or a lot of them just...
A lot of these teams are just coming together now for the first time.
Yeah.
Which is pretty exciting, because hopefully it will bring more of a level playing field.
What's your youngest and your oldest?
18, and I'm not sure about oldest.
Okay, so it's like the 18 plus sort of demographic.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. And would you say that you'd want to keep going past is it 4 weeks currently?
6 weeks. Now we've got 5 teams, so we were hoping for 4 teams, we got 5, so that was really cool. But yeah, if this all goes well and everyone enjoys themselves, I suppose, Season 2, Season 3, we're looking at bringing other games in as well.
Yep.
So,
and that's all women's league games?
Yeah. And then hopefully, like, down the track, we could do bigger things, like mixed events and stuff like that. You know, XPWL don't just focus on women's league. If anyone's new here, they do a lot of Call of Duty, Fortnite, FIFA. They do everything. So make sure you pop on Twitter, Facebook, give them a like, and then follow the progress there. But we're still having a little bit of technical difficulties getting the casters on, so...
Sorry, keep talking. So where are all these players from? Are they Australian-wide, or are they Queensland-based?
Yeah, well, the competition was open to ANZ.
Okay.
And, yeah, I think majority are from Australia.
Yeah, okay, brilliant. No New Zealanders who've snuck their way in?
I don't think so.
Ooh, you never know.
Which could be interesting because of like how late our games go.
Yeah.
And they're like 3 hours ahead of here in Brisbane.
If any gamer knows, you know, 2 a.m. is the average time for a bedtime, I think.
Yeah.
That's definitely kind of my take on things. Although I do try and, you know, sleep early and balance my time as well. So the casters tonight, can you tell us a little bit about their background? Where are they from? Have they been playing for long?
Yeah, so we have Amasukai and Milboss. Milboss is generally a Call of Duty caster. He's been casting, he casted for XPsports Call of Duty Ausland, the $10,000 event that just happened up here in Queensland. Sukai is in the community, R6 community, and casted a lot of other stuff as well in the Rainbow Six sort of scene, so it'll be very interesting to see how they go tonight. They're really excited. We're stoked to have them on board, so thank you boys if you can hear us. Thank you so much. I don't think they can, but...
Oh, they might be listening. Yeah, and so in terms of, is there a prize pool for this, or...?
Yeah, so we have a $3,000 prize pool. It was, you know, we partnered with Ubisoft to bring this event here, and we were very fortunate that we got that. So we have a prize pool with a free entry. $1,500 to first place, $1,000 to second place, and $500 to third place.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, that's somewhere to start, right? And it's all about grassroots. It's not just about, you know, throwing money at these events and trying to get people in. You want to get people to come into the women's league to support women, not just to try and get money, right? So it's all about, I think, creating the real meaning behind this, and that's, you know, getting rid of the gap. I was going to say dividing gap. That's
Closing the gap.
Closing the gap. That's the one. Yeah, so XP, what else do we do? We've been doing Fortnite for a little while now too, and that's mainly seeing students or kids from around.
Yeah, we do
Southeast
active
Queensland.
visions that, like basketball, the Bullets up here in Brisbane. It was through Brisbane Broncos when the NRL was on. You know, we're partnering with a lot of sporting brands up here in Queensland. It's exciting because there's nothing in Queensland. Everyone knows everything's in Melbourne.
In saying that, I think that the community is small enough up here, and we have, you know, the influence of the Broncos and stuff behind our backs, so that you can actually get things moving quite fast.
Yeah.
And a lot of sporting teams want to start investing into esports because, you know, the average age that watches, AFL is about 50 now.
Yeah.
So the age is going to be going up and up every year. So these sporting groups want to get some young people on board. They want to get them supporting the people playing, you know, physical sport as well as esport. And they see, and we see as well in the high school league, that physical sport has a lot to do with, you know, impacting your actual gameplay. If you're physically healthy, if you've been sleeping well, you're going to perform better as a player. Do you know if any of these girls, is it Cora Vice? Who was the player that did a bit of CS:GO and has done quite a lot of that stuff?
That's in the next game.
Oh, it's in the next game? Okay.
Yeah.
So anyone here who's from CS:GO currently in our next game?
I believe so.
Lightning or that? So they're quite new to it?
To Siege? Do you
Yeah,
mean?
to Siege.
Oh, to Siege. Yeah, no, sorry, a lot of these girls do play Siege.
But did anyone play CS:GO beforehand, I mean?
Oh, sorry, no.
No, not yet.
I'm not too sure about that. We'll find that out.
Yeah, we're going to interview them, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. We do have like some players that have never played competitively before in these teams. So we've got like quite a big mix from, you know, like the platinum rank all the way down to bronze. It's going to be interesting. I think. You know,
and do they have any coaching, or have they been training together?
Yeah, I've seen them. They've been grinding pretty much every single night. I've been following them on Twitter and in the Discord, they're always, pretty much every night, all the teams, I suppose, learning strats and learning the maps and stuff like that. We did veto last night, and it was very quick, so it looks like the teams knew exactly what they wanted, what maps they wanted to play and what they wanted to ban. So that was fantastic. We just got to see what happens from here in.
Yeah, okay, very nice. All right, well, I was wondering if there's anybody in Twitch chat that wants to send through some questions that you may have. I can have a look at it and we can answer them. In the meantime, tell us a little bit about why you think women in esports could be very good for the younger demographic to, why is it good to promote something like this? What are the good sides to promoting women in esports and women-only tournaments? And what are the bad sides to it, and how do we counter those bad sides?
Well, if we talk about women in gaming in general, I think there is still a gap there. I mean, there is in a lot of workplaces these days, but in the sense of working in development and stuff of games, it's starting to get a little bit better. And by having these kind of competitions in the grassroots, we're showcasing to the younger generation that yes, it is like a woman scene, that you can be involved, whether that is playing or studying something at university, to go into development and stuff like that. There's a bigger growing representation of women in games as well. So, like your character
development, or
your character choices and stuff, depending on what gender you want and stuff like that. So, so all of that sort of ties into closing the gap, I think, in the scene in general. But in this is really important because having full female teams, especially in grassroots, moving up to the pro leagues or the competitions that are run overseas and stuff like that, is we are showcasing to the younger generation, and hopefully this is a good experience all round, and we can definitely get the next level down, open up to the younger ages as well.
Yeah, sure. And so obviously I'm all for having women in esports and promoting it. A lot of the downsides, and you would have seen it in the military, I did a short stint in the military too, was there can be some negatives from promoting females, or a little bit of backlash.
Yep.
So having all female tournaments as opposed can sometimes create the opposite effect, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what would you say are the arguments to that? I can think of some great ones as well, but what are some arguments? Why is having female-only tournaments a good thing and why does it not actually segregate the two genders or the two demographics?
Yeah, well, it does segregate it straight up. It is. We are giving opportunities to women only, and in today's day, I think it's really important because we need to create a place that women feel safe, if you will, to grow, and then close the gap from then on. Yep. So if you can imagine a grassroots female player coming into a male competitive league, it's going to be quite difficult. But if we can grow the female league to a higher standard and then, integrate them too, I think that's sort of...
Yeah, so build confidence and such. That's an interesting one, actually. I initially wasn't for it because I saw in the army they promoted females so much that once a woman got a position, they said, they only got it because they were a girl.
Yeah.
And that was the initial issue at first, but actually over the years we found more female joining the military. They have more confidence. They've got more people to look up to. So it's kind of a mentality of the past. And I was talking to a female friend who plays video games, and she often doesn't want to join tournaments because she feels like there's too much of a boys' club. So if there's the opportunity for her to join a female-only tournament, it actually gives her a little bit more confidence to go out there, to try something new, and to meet new people.
Yeah, that's it, meeting new people. I think once you sort of got that group and got that team, you can start then, grabbing a couple of girls and joining mixed comps or getting in there amongst the boys. And I think it's important to have a grassroots competition to, as you said, grow the confidence, and so we can close that gap. But it is quite difficult to not segregate the two genders and not put
at
it
least in the early days. Yeah. I think actually it's an idea, is having mixed comps. That could lead into mixed comps. A bit like, is it touch football? In mixed touch, you need to have at least two females in the field at all times.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really great way because it encourages them to get out and get involved.
There's definitely that happening already in in the Call of Duty scene. I see on Twitter there's a lot of comps that are being run, and the girls there, the teams there have to have like a certain amount of females in the team. And that, I think that could work. And definitely somewhere that we want to go and we want to explore, but it is just
a matter of time.
It's a matter of time, and it's getting the word out there. We've had so many females come into this league that knew no one and are now on a team, and I think that's really important, is to I suppose, congratulate those players that have come in by themselves, that now are on a team and have met, you know, 5, 6 other females that they can now game with, they can go into mixed competitions with.
I'm almost jealous.
Yeah, I know. I sort of wanted to play it as I was creating this sort of league. I was like, damn it, how can I play?
Yeah.
How can I get away with it?
I say almost jealous. I'd like to be in a team of females, but I can't play Rainbow Six to save my life. So I'm definitely more of a Call of Duty person. But R6 is really fun. I find it like really heart jolting, and it makes me so nervous when I play it because it's not.
Gotta get the leans.
The leans, and then it's so unforgiving as well, and it's just so fast-paced. I love watching it live. I was at the MEO last year watching those guys play, and that was a really great spectacle. It was the first time I'd seen it live, and just seeing the crowd support was amazing as well. And also you had quite some I think it was a high school student down there whose parents were cheering for him in the crowd, so that was really, really cool.
The R6 scene is definitely... It's awesome. Like, we've had nothing pretty much but positive sort of encouragement from a lot of the big people in the scene, especially from Ubisoft themselves. They've been fantastic throughout this whole thing. Shane and James from Ubisoft, thank you. If you're watching, thank you so much. They have been, you know, providing all the information we've needed. They have been there the whole thing, and it's just so cool to see that they're behind this sort of thing as well, I think. Having the support from our sponsors, Legion Energy and Computer Alliance, and partnering with Ubisoft has been absolutely amazing. You know, without that kind of support, this probably wouldn't be where it is now, and that's what we sort of need. And if it goes well, you know, onto bigger and better things, hopefully, and we can provide a whole heap more opportunities for women, hopefully in the future, and for men as well in the esports industry, because as I said, like, the esports industry in ANZ in general is still quite small.
Very small.
Yeah, so
and that's one of the biggest issues though about that is not that, you know, we don't play video games, because Australians do play games, right? The main thing that we have to really tackle is that we live in a country that's full of sunshine, that has a government that promotes the great outdoors, that, you know, thrives on tourism, thrives on its beaches, and then we want to promote, you know, people staying inside and playing games. Whereas, you know, Europe has a lot of 6 months a year, it's quite cold, you don't really want to go outside. And America just has the numbers, right? They're always going to be bigger than everything. So that's something that we really have to tackle over the next few years, is getting government support, or at least getting, you know, government acknowledgement in terms of esports, that it is a growing industry and it is something that will benefit the country over time. So things like tourism, bringing in a lot of Southeast Asia and China. China has a mass amounts of people who follow esports, Korea, Japan. And if that's not a good thing for this country, you know, it's really a market that we're missing out on. At the same time, you know, in terms of developing grassroots with young people who want to be pro gamers, you need to teach, or you need to at least get down to the parents and the teacher level. And, no worries. Get down to the parents and the teacher level and kind of talk to them about why esports can be beneficial for them, how they can balance their time. And if your child wants to be a pro gamer, it's not just about sitting down and playing for 10 hours a day, or quitting school in year 10 or 11, but actually working out a strategy on how to, you know, get out into the professional world, or even join amateur leagues like this and create small teams. Guys, we're going to go off for a short amount of time just while we fix some technical difficulties. But when we come back on, we're going to go straight to the casters, and we're going to go straight into game 1 for the night. So thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back.
20 minutes later.
Stay clear of the blast!
The players in Viking Army have been taking the fuse. So holding that upper position is going to be able to defend from any push that they might try to do to rain fuse bombs down from above through VIP, but that is not where Tina is attacking from. The first fuse charge to go through the window. Little bit of damage across onto Minxie. Mostly healthy.
Loading mag!
Very
Enemy
slow,
spotted!
methodical pushes coming from Viking Army. Trinity not needing to do too much, just waiting for the aggression to come through. Yummy still roaming upstairs. Minxie holding that front. Aria's taken a little bit of damage. That weird one on the flank through the courtyard. Round half gone. Not a lot of ground gained for Viking Army. They have taken Sunrise. Removing that castle barricade. Guaranteed their push. Pippo full flashed.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
That is a kill for Minxie. The first frag round, just a minute left, taking down Lightning on the Habana. Aria with a beautiful shot through the wall, takes down Pippo with a very clean placed headshot. Forward, not realizing that the fuse pushed into the hallway, but that is Tina.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Aria.
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
One more kill for Tina, taking down Yummy. It's a double kill for her, but Mons is downed, leaving just weird one to sole player of Viking Army at full HP. Tina, around about 20. Has managed to do that top floor. Minxie taking down Mons. Off that kill. Just a little bit too slow on the shot there. And
15 seconds
take
left.
Down weird one. Leaves just Tina up above in no position.
10 seconds remaining.
An attempt to get a plant down. 6 seconds remaining.
5 seconds left.
But seems like it is round number 5 to Trinity with Corvite finally getting the kill across onto Tina. She tries to push through to try and salvage anything out of that round, but it's not meant to be. We'll flow on into round 6. See if Trinity can make this a perfect half. Finishing their full rotation back into Blue and Sunrise Bar. Again, not too much change in operators. Crips taking the cap can, but looking like there's going to be a 6th pick away there. Gonna grab the Echo. It's worked so well the first time they defended bars. And Pippo switching off the Twitch, taking Ash. So hiding that Echo. Hopefully,
Attackers need to locate and defuse bomb.
You're gonna see that one coming. Seeing as that's how it's played. First
Attackers
time
have
out
discovered
on
the
bars,
location of a bomb.
but with it hidden, might be able to catch them off guard. Weird one is on the IQ. They should be able to spot out.
Located a bomb.
But didn't do it. Maybe simply press to try and get that fuse down. Didn't have time to hunt for those drones. Barricade crossing onto
10 seconds remaining.
from the east side.
5 seconds to go.
As well to watch for any feet.
Attackers are
Rotates
moving
quite
to defuse
comfortably
a bomb.
that way instead.
Stay clear of ATS line of fire. 말보다는 행동이지.
Aria back up on this to Hookah Lounge. droned out, but is playing on the vigil, so not going to be spotted out by those drones. I'll rotate. Probably a call come from Aria that there may be a push coming up through hookah. So she's going to be on that rotate. Going to sit back in hallway, look for anything. A little pre-fire onto billiards room window, but no one's sitting there. They've just blown up that window, waiting. See if they can get anything done through that push. A little bit of fire from Pippo. She takes it back, but gives the same amount of damage back to Aria. Nice little trade there, but they still need to gain some ground. Committing very hard to this hookah push, knowing that they've got to try and get Tina in here on the fuse to rain down those charges from above, but she goes down with an aggressive push from Aria. And Minxie elsewhere takes down Mons. Pippo completely rotating. Now gonna see what she can do from kitchen. Weird one. Just misses the shot there. Not sure how that push through was missed, but Aria with a knife kill. That'll get her a double onto Pippo. And it's a 2v5. Once again in Trinity's favor. 1v5. Weird one. Left all alone. Once again attacking bars. 30 seconds left on the clock. The dropout from Minxie gets the trade through, but Yummy to finish off the kill with one shotgun blast, and that will be a flawless half from Trinity. Can we see the 7-0? It'll be the round switch. Viking Army now on the defense. See Trinity switching over to offense. Immediately, we see the Monty coming through. Trinity means business. Crips grabbing that one. We might have had a couple of randoms there. Weird one might have just grabbed the cab in time, but Tina on a Warden. There's the 6th pick. Giving that one over to Tina. Going to grab the cap can instead. Corvi's going to hide the Lion pick. Put Maverick back on the shelf. Take Lion down instead.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
We are back on kitchen service entrance site. Different first defense.
Attackers have located a bomb.
We've probably got some strats going on. Once again, reinforcements on that back wall. Beautiful and coordinated. I love that. It's going to have one rotate, but that is a lot of damage from Weird One. I feel like that might have been a fat finger on the impact grenade. There we go. Just gonna get healed up by Mons on the dock. So this is why you take a dock. Helps you on little mistakes like that. And let's be honest, everyone does them. Even the pros accidentally blow themselves up every now and then. It happens.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Diffuser across onto Corvi's. Monty is going to try and push through service entrance door.
A bomb has been located.
He is the player off to the left, so isn't keen to move forward just yet. Knows as well that there is one more holding that door a little bit further back, so not quite safe to push in yet. But need to do something about it. Pippo just sees the leg, takes down Aria. It's not going to push that advantage, funnily enough. Just going to leave that one down. Aria should be safe to get picked up. Yummy Steaks takes down Weird One on the rotate from Cav. I'll give a little bit of top floor presence for Trinity. Aria does get picked up. Yummy Steaks beginning her demolition job to take out the floor from VIP. Minxie does take down Pippo elsewhere. That's a 3v5. Aria finished off by Lightning, hiding behind that desk. And that is Mons going down as well. Lightning finally finished off by Corvi's, and it's just Tina left in a 1v4. A beautiful push coming through from Trinity. Minute 30 on the clock, and the diffuser is going down by Corvi's. with the Monty still up, this is going to be almost impossible for Tina to pull off a retake. Detected by the E1D, spotted out from above, and that is a decisive 7-0 victory from Trinity to take out Coastline for map number 1. All right. Ready to go, James?
Oh my lord! I just realized I have my mic muted after everything because I had the mics on before, and I'm like, oh crap! I need to make sure my mic's muted. But here we go. We're finally getting into map number 2. We apologize. It's been a hectic night for all of us on board over here. A lot of things that were perfect before we started going live were not perfect as soon as we went live. So we apologize sincerely for all that. But we've got map number 2 ready to go. And Suko, after that 7-0 smashing that you were able to see, I was not, unfortunately, but the 7-0 smashing, do we see this going any other way, honestly?
Well, Trinity came out incredibly strong on map 1. Yeah, like you say, didn't drop around. Aria massively showing up with 13 kills. Unless Viking Army can really come out of the gate strong, this might be a 2-0 for Trinity.
Yeah, well, for those who aren't necessarily super familiar with the format that we're going with this season, it will be a best of 2 series. So obviously no one wins, no one loses the series per se. Even if you get 2 wins and the other team gets 2 losses, it's more or less just 2 points to your tally on the leaderboard. Of course, if we've got ties, then we go towards the round difference. So how many more rounds have you won compared to lost? And then lastly, we go to head-to-heads if we need to, but it's probably quite unlikely to happen. But that being said, we've got the operator choice phase here right now. Anything standing out to you, or is this just your standard sort of anything goes?
Oh, we have changed it up a little bit. Weird One's taken Frost. Lightning's taken Ella. They're all ops that we didn't see in map 1, so switching it up a little bit. But as for attackers, Thermite definitely a common pick. Mons is on the Bandit though, so that's going to be decent for obviously Bandit tricking, stopping them getting in through that side wall, which is because they are defending CCTV and cash room. Aria on the IQ will be able to try and do something about those Bandit batteries. I will also point out we did jump straight into the game, but bans were done before. We did need to do a rehost as we lost a player, but band operators are Blitz, Thatcher, Mute, and Kavira. They are the 4 that are off the board for us on Clubhouse today.
There you go. I mean, think about operators like Noot that have been so influential in the meta since the dawn of time. It seems like they've been underrated at times, a little bit overpowered at times, depending on play styles of different teams and whatnot. But it's definitely a big character to be out of the mix in this one. But you see the setup's going. Mons opting to just chuck a couple of her little charges down there already, so maybe not going for the bandit trick.
Looks like it's just 2 down, so might still got 2 batteries in the pocket, so should be able to hit those for the side wall there.
All right, well, here we go. Action phase starts up just like that, and on board with Grips right now. Picking up the drone, always handy to get that second drone back in your hands.
The Maverick is going to be important to do something about the bandit tricks going on. Going to go for taking out the top wall. Now, there is a little trick that you can do here. You can remove the reinforcement, but it's not going to be needed because Mons is not in any position to bandit trick that. So that is the CCTV room wall open immediately. 2 minutes remaining on the timer, and what is usually a strong contest point with bandit tricks and trades going back and forth, that is open, and Trinity are on the push.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was just a lapse in judgment or just not really super familiar with the ease of access with that bandit trick, but quickly Mons with the double beats makes that a triple as well. All of a sudden this round has turned on its head. I was sure that it was going to be a very quick Trinity round there, as you were saying, but finally she's going to get traded out. But then you go 2 versus 2. All that work that's been done is come down to this.
Almost immediately down to a 2v2. The trade's just going back and forth. They were too quick to call.
Interestingly enough, though, on the defensive side of things, you've got 2 roamers here, and that can both put a spanner in the works, but also can be not helpful when you don't have that anchor to just hold back, sit back with the ACOG scope. So, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't need it, and that's Lightning finding one, but it's back to a 1 versus 1. Diffuser should go down. And Pippo Ping last alive.
Oh, the ping's going out.
Oh no. She's shooting a body. She thinks she's got the shots in, but she hasn't.
Pink's in a really good position to hold this one. Just has to sit and listen for that counter defuse to come through. In no hurry to push anything. Especially sitting up on the rappel. I don't think Pippo is going to be expecting this one. Oh,
she's
there it is, though. What? Minx did hear that. The rotate.
Yeah, good timing there. Going to go around for the rotation, and Pip, no chance to get this defuse here. Surely she should get shot to bits.
Oh no, the frost trap! But Pippo doesn't have time. If Pippo
jumped off the bomb.
Pippo just needed to stick
She
it.
jumped off the bomb.
Oh no.
Prozone fake, man. What is this?
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Right, well, round 1 to Trinity.
That was so close to being a somewhat perfect clutch there from Pip, but I just feel like potentially she didn't know that was down, that the frost trap was lying in wait, and as quickly as you could say that, there you go. Trinity still somehow scraped away with a round win there.
The annoying thing there is that Trinity did have the knowledge that they had frost. They had an open kill on Weird One. They knew full well that they had a frost because they would have seen it. That wasn't a little pixel peek or anything. They would have clearly seen there was a frost. Needed to call out the traps. As soon as there's a frost, you have to double check those vaults, especially on windows, especially on that window. On a push like that, you've got to double check before you shove your feet through the window, because that happens.
Oh, no, what do you mean? Don't be careful, just run. Run and gun. No, it's definitely not the way to do things, but
it's worked out in their favor. I'm thinking the frost trap going off might have spooked Pippo just a little bit.
Yeah, that's got to be the case there. But they're going to be setting up shop in the same position, and hopefully the frost trap's down in the same spot. Hopefully they know it's there this time around, so we don't get a similar situation. But interesting though, Pip, playing that pulse roaming character, she's still opting to stay very close to the site. Maybe not super familiar with what you can do with an operator like that.
Definitely good to hold from below as Pulse on this one. Just about the entire floor here for CCTV Cash Room is soft, so she can shoot through. She should have the C4. She does not have C4. She's running barbed wire. But if she had a C4, it'd be easy kills, just holding that one from below. I will also point out as well that Mons is not opting for the trick here, has pre-placed those batteries on CCTV wall.
There you go. Well, let's see if this one goes down in a similar way or if something's a little bit different.
Ooh, Bippo.
Just going to get shut down from behind. Too concentrated on the drone there is going to cause the man advantage, or the woman advantage, I should say, going in favor of Trinity. And
Or a couple of
Three versus
other trades
four.
going out as well. Lightning,
Yeah.
Pip, and are all off the board.
Attackers have located a bomb.
yet another one going down. Reaction speed just not there for Weird One. And Minxie having a really good start to this round.
A bomb has been
There you go. That should be just about all she wrote, but Diffuser will go down.
You heard the
Mons,
frost going
Blast
off.
up.
I believe that is Yummy stuck in a frost trap elsewhere.
Yeah. Down to next to no health. There we go. Trinity, they're just going to find the angle they need.
Oh, beautiful shot. Just sees the top of her skull. Once
Little
again,
tap.
the frost playing a pretty major part there, but not strong enough this time to stop that push through. I think Yummy may have just been picked up as well. I think Corvise was in position to get that res. I think I heard an air jab go off just behind Mons, so
Yeah.
I believe she would have been in position for that pickup.
Well, as we head into the third round now, looks like we're going to get a cap can coming into things and a vigil. So an interesting switch up, but still only going for that one trap
attackers need to locate
operator,
and defuse bombs.
which could harm them in this one, but we will see.
We
Again.
did have a contested site just then.
A bomb.
Yeah.
So we couldn't decide where we were going. So now we're in bar and I believe that's archive stockroom. I always remember them. I always forget the name of that one. Oh, weird
Oh
one.
no, that's
Oh.
oh no. Oh no. Look, we've all been there. We've all gone to put down the wall and then we've used our utility and sometimes it just happens to be an explosive.
I have definitely blown myself up with C4 trying to pick it up. Like I've thrown it, not meaning to, and I've gone to pick it up and hit the wrong button and blown myself up instead. So it happens.
Attackers
Yeah.
objective
It happens.
defuse a bomb.
Well, they're going to go for a very awkward setup here as you said, they didn't really choose which site they were going to start on. And it seems like, for the most part, they're really leaving the B site open for the most part. Not entirely, but not a lot of barricades, not a lot of traps, not a lot of nothing really, it seems like. Again, Pip playing really close to the site, not playing downstairs.
You generally want to leave that rotate hole on the B site. There's not a hell of a lot to reinforce in there, so you just have the rotate hole, throw onto A site, just to give defenders a little bit more room to move around rather than being funneled through the doors that attackers are probably already going to be watching, just like right now.
Well, Yummy making a slow and steady peek around, but opts not to run through the door, and I reckon that's a bloody good decision. As you said, there was someone lying in wait. Uses the sledgehammer to create a couple of holes, but now they're going to know where Tina is, and there you go. She will go down in the background, as well as Weird One, who was already weak from a mistake at the start of the round. Aria trying to fire some blind shots, but doesn't connect.
Bomb located by
3 versus 5, though. These early picks are going in the favor of Trinity every round, it seems like, except for that first round.
Pippo just sees the player, but doesn't land any shots. But that is almost full control of the B site across to Trinity. Thinks he's going to get that plant down.
attackers are
Completely uncontested.
Yeah. No one even goes for it. And Pip will find the first trade. Finally gets a kill on the board for a squad. But they just don't know where these other 4 are going to be. Pip just gets peeked around the corner, and the other's going to go down as well. That's Lightning, so it's leaving it a 1 versus 4 again. This time, Mons We're seeing what she can do, but with limited health, it's going to be an absolute task. And there you go, Trinity.
Limited a little
Get
bit of
another round.
understatement. I reckon if you'd breathed
Yes.
on, she would have fallen over.
Just a splinter from running towards the other players would have probably done her over, but there you go. 3-0. Similar situation to the last map. And we'll see if potentially Vikings switch it up a little bit. You know, they've seemed a little bit uncomfortable with some of the operators they've been rocking with. You know, Pip on that Pulse, Mons on the Bandit, not really using it to its full potential. Not saying it's been wasted per se, it's just not utilizing everything that they have to offer. And as you said before, rocking Pulse without a C4 is like going in half-assed. It's not really how you're supposed to play as Pulse. But they have brought the Frost back, so hopefully that does help him out. But here we go, basement time. Let's see how they handle this one.
Frost on basement. It's an interesting one. Generally don't see Frost picked a hell of a lot down here in Church. She's gonna go and get those reinforcements on the hatches, so it could be a case of maybe laying a couple of traps upstairs, try and catch her off on the push through. They do have Habana, and they are not running a Cade, so there's not going to be any issue with the attackers getting through on those hatches, so it's going to be nice and easy for Crips to blow those open. But they have not reinforced Kitchen.
I was about to say Kitchen, surely that's where you want to go with at least one of your reinforcements. I mean, the only real advantage I can see of having Frost on this map, or on this setup, would be to put a Frost trap below that hatch. But, you know, you'd be better off probably with a Guman or something like that.
Aria was definitely waiting, but she's wasting no time. Straight down blue. Gonna do what she can to open up a couple of frags. Push straight in sight. Drone's going out.
Yeah, she's just the advanced boarding party. She just runs in, again, uncontested.
And that's Diffuser. That's Diffuser going down.
This is nuts.
It's completely uncontested.
Somehow manages to get that first kill on Mons. Lightning goes down in the background, and you know they've just left this entire part of the site completely uncontested. Yet another kill for Aria. Tina is all on the Frost. Weird one. Not even a chance.
Flawless round. Absolutely no contest coming from Viking Army. Trinity just barged in, went straight down. Just there's nothing to say. Completely uncontested.
I mean, it's a tough one because we can see what the girls on Viking Army are doing wrong in some of the circumstances, but we can't tell them. We can't say, hey, fix this. It's just doing this one small thing might help you just that little bit. But
right,
there we go. We've got a Jaeger now.
No
Yeah,
drama.
exactly. Capcan coming back into the fold. You know, that was the other thing. They had Valkyrie in the last round. Didn't use any of the cameras from what I could see, at least. So
I think they did have a couple upstairs. I think.
a couple up. Okay.
Yes.
But it's just the mishandling of the operators they're going for is just really hurting them right now. And you know, I understand the draw to Pulse. I love Pulse myself, but seriously, Pip, probably not the best operator for this downstairs basement. Because you know it's hard on this setup to be roaming around upstairs and getting shots from the top down as Pulse. It's not an easy way to go about things. So
Pulse definitely needs to be used more as a roamer if you're going to play him on Church. Definitely need to not anchor sight if you're going to be Pulse. If you are going to anchor, probably the one spot you want to sit is back here near the B site, so you can keep an eye on anyone maybe coming through Kitchen, which again is unreinforced. But it didn't matter in the previous round because Trinity just charged straight down blue.
Yeah. I mean, there you go. They've got the confirmation there that there's no barricade over that hatch in Kitchen, and simple as you like it, they're just going for another all-out rush by the looks of things, thinking about where's the best angle of attack, though, which
Maybe a little bit slower this time.
a little bit
Because
slower, but
I think
which
this
room do
time
they come from?
I think this time on last round, I think Trinity were already in sight and getting the diffuser down. So we've slowed their push a little bit. One cap can trap did go off. Corvi's running straight into that one.
Yeah.
Oh, Inksy. Taking down Bibbo. That ping going out is just going to alert the rest of the team that they can easily get down that hatch. It's not being defended.
Yeah. Oh, should find a kill here. She's going to down it. Tina going to walk right into that one.
That is a beautiful angle and is an exceptional example of why you need to reinforce kitchen.
Yeah. I mean, the attackers haven't been forced to use their Hibana at all. They've got her, but they don't need her.
Oh, I believe. Yeah, it's now using off the charges. Didn't need them before. But it's a weird one in a 1v4.
Yeah, I mean, this just makes... Oh, okay. Weird one will find one trade.
I believe Aria was pretty low already, so that only needed a couple of bullets. Nice pre-fire, but not going to land anything.
Angle not right there. Yeah, I mean, not reinforcing kitchen right there is really the root of all of their problems, and you're allowing the Hibana to not need to be used until after the diffuser goes down, and that's the best case scenario as a Hibana player, is that you can save everything until after the diffuser goes down and then set up how you want to. You don't have to use them to get into the site. So they're really just letting them play around with their emotions at this point. 5-0. You know, about to attempt another flawless half as we see the same setup come out of Viking Army again. Couple of different operators this time around for Trinity. Switching it up, maybe testing some plans, some ideas.
Aria with the Amaru. I love Amaru. No better operator if you want to just get straight into the site. You just want to waste no time. Just straight to the building. 10 seconds in, you're there.
And they're being allowed to do that. They're being given all the leeway and all of the wiggle room to just jump straight into the site.
I think they have realized that is how they're going to win these. It's just going to let Aria just rush and get those entry frags immediately and just come in for the cleanup. Get that diffuser down, set up the sites however they want, like you say, because they're not needing to use any of their breach. Hibana charges weren't going off. They've got no Hibana this time. But imagine getting into site with that diffuser down with all three of your Lion charges up. You just spam ping. Just spam ping the E1D, and anyone trying to retake, it's impossible. This is immediately going to reveal exactly where they are.
Well, let's see if somehow, some way, the Viking girls are able to get back into this one, but it is a long shot.
Once
First
again,
line will go down. And she's just going balls to the wall, straight in there. There we go. See if she can spot someone up with the drone.
See the feet.
Yeah.
Weird one forced to rotate away.
Weird one, yeah. Oh, but the timing works out perfectly for Weird One. Or for Lightning, rather.
Lightning.
Flying down, finds the angle. First blood finally goes in favor of Viking Army.
That is a good pick.
Massive.
Taking down
And she didn't
Aria.
lose any health.
Their main entry fragger. That is a big pick. That might be enough for Viking Army to grab themselves around.
Yeah, well, Pip's going to be able to find the second of the round. And just locking down these stairs. There should be one more that she might be able to get here. This could work out perfectly for Pip. She's going to find a second one. Might even have to go for the third if she's lucky. And it's a 2 versus 5. Somehow in favor of Viking Army here. They've done really well to get back into this one. Corvi's is going to find that trade onto Tina. And potentially here a trade from Cribs. That's going to go through as well. 3 versus 2. Still a chance here for Viking Army. No, Pip's going to go down. Weird one and Lightning. Got it all to do. Diffuser should get planted, and it's going to be a 2v2 retake.
Lightning is in a perfect position to have pushed that plant because Corvise has her attention elsewhere, having a bit of a fight with Weird One in construction, but Lightning sort of lost the opportunity to push the plant going down, and they're now caught in a retake situation. 2v2, but they don't know where Crips is rotated to. They know where Corvise is because she hasn't moved, but Crips is completely rotated, and they've got a Claymore down on that diffuser.
Oh no. The shot's shaky as, but no time left. Crips is going to get the kill with the Claymore, as you said, and Corvise is going to wrap that one up. So 6-0 half here for Trinity. An absolutely dominant victory here so far. Finally, we're going to switch sides. Let's see if Viking can somehow change the pace on the attack.
I actually thought Viking had that round. They had the numbers advantage, the 5v2, that everything was going right there. And Crips came along and said, actually, no. I'm Zofia, and I'm going to ruin your day. So
pretty much, yeah. It's about as well as it went, and here we go. Interesting setup. It just seems like all in all, Trinity have a much better grasp of the game and a much better understanding of how to play it. As we'll go into the first defensive round.
Locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
We're back up on CCTV. Not surprised, honestly.
No, definitely one of the standard first defensive round holds, and it's gonna be interesting to see because we've seen the lack of, I guess, adaptation or adaptation, sorry, I should say, from Pip as Pulse to roam a little bit more, play from underneath, those sorts of things. Whether or not Lightning's going to be able to really change the pace with the Buck and Pip with the Fuse as well. Use that verticality more to their advantage because that's where they've really been lacking. They've been trying to force these fights on the one level and they're just losing those.
Definitely. Pip did play a lot of Fuse on Coastline. I think 4 out of their 6 attack rounds, I think she was Fuse. So she did play a lot. But there's not really all that many positions for a Fuse to attack this site. They've got one soft wall here into construction that they could maybe get some charges through. But with the breach hole open up into garage, that's not safe. There's another rotate hole on the side here at the top of stairs. That's not safe.
Yeah.
The players on Trinity are perfectly fine to just sit in this site, and they're not going to have to worry about the Fuse charges coming through.
Well, weird one. Gonna have to combat with the bandit trick, I should say, sorry, that we didn't see in the previous half. Yep, interesting usage of the Fuse there. Does open it up from downstairs a little bit, but will it really prove that influential?
There is not really much that Viking Army can do about these batteries on the side of the wall here. Pretty much would be left up to maybe Lightning with the skeleton key to maybe get below and shoot them out from underneath. But that's going to be a hard ask.
Yeah, they're all up top right now.
Wrong position to get that done. They did get this eastern roof wall open, though.
You can only use so many car batteries as Bandit, and didn't have enough to cover everywhere as you might want to, but, you know, that's what makes it balanced. As we now see the first kill go down, Pippo Ping again. That's going to get traded out. Weird one. Going to go down in the background.
Yeah, they've gone for the push through gym wall. Didn't quite work out as well as they had hoped.
Still 50 seconds with the 4v4 though. Make that a 3v4. There's time to make this work. It's just about whether they get good timing and a bit of luck going their way, but That might just about be all she wrote, and there we have it. Not a chance in the world for Pippo being there. She's going to get absolutely done over, and that's going to be that. 2 7-0s in a row. Trinity, flawless victories, and that's going to put them in a very, very comfortable top of the league spot, even if we see something from one of the other two teams that's playing tonight that's similar. That's going to be hard to beat.
I will say, Aria almost had an ace on that last round, and Yummy stole it.
Yeah.
The ultimate BM. Like, that's worse than team killing. Stealing your teammate's ace. I cannot believe that.
It's just not fair, man.
No,
it's just not okay. Well, there you go. First series in the books. Finally, we got through that one. We apologize again for all the delays, but we still have another one coming up for you guys. So that's going to, obviously put our Trinity squad right at the top of the table, and we'll see whether or not Viking Army can improve their positioning in the next coming weeks. But I think that's going to send us to a break for now as we get the second series loaded up for you guys. Please do not go anywhere. We'll be right back with more of the XP Women's League just after this.
See you soon.
All right. Well, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for the early delays, but this time we're going to get things through as quickly as possible. Milboss here, joined by Sukai, and we are going to get right into the ban process of the next series. So we've got Noot going up against Vertex. This should be a big one from what I've heard. Noot, very, very good squad. Yeah.
I mean, captained by Connie, and we all know Connie from CSGO, the Carnage Pro. So I'm feeling we're going to have a good match here.
This is going to be a good match, I think, guys. And I believe when we see Trinity come up against these two teams, it'll be quite interesting as well to see how they go.
Definitely.
We had a very late sub out on Noot due to one of their players over in New Zealand and it going a little bit past their bedtime. So we've had a quick sub, but all is good. Apologies if you were here for the start of our stream. Sorry from all of us for the delays. We're up and running now. It's all good, sorted, and we're clean.
That's what you love to hear. Here we go. But let's have a look at this ban pick phase. So the way that we do it, because of the best of two, we go ban, pick, and then the last map is irrelevant. So let's have a look. How did we go? Vertex banning Bank off the rip. Then we saw, what was the next ban? Clubhouse, by the looks of things, was banned out. We've got Cafe out by Vertex, and then Noot finishing the bans off with Villa. So not really surprised there. And we're going to see Border and Consulate as our two maps here. So any sort of thoughts on this here?
Border has a lot of vertical play, and I'm really keen to see how Noot takes this.
Yeah.
There's, like I said, a lot of vertical play in Border, and I love that about Siege. The vertical play is amazing in Siege. Like it's unique.
Yeah.
You don't find any other game that has the same kind of play that Siege does, and Border does it really well. I'm really excited to see how this map goes.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing that probably sets Siege apart from most other FPS titles is that verticality and how that's actually integral to the play style of a lot of the operators. And that's what we sort of failed to see in that last series with some of the players failing to use the operators to their full potential. The Pulse and of course, the Frost that we saw on the basement hold. So a little bit iffy there, but I think potentially, as you said, Connie, being the captain on this Noot squad should have a pretty good grasp of what to do, what sort of operators to take into the round. So I'm definitely excited for that. My English still, it doesn't work apparently. But then Consulate, second map Consulate. How do we think this one's going to play out?
I mean, it's interesting. Consulate, again, there's a lot of vertical play. Like, I feel like I'm saying vertical play way too much, but defense on the basement, like into Garage, there's a massive influence by any player on defense that's able to hold above there in the piano room. If they lose that power, the attackers have such easy reign for all all of the site basically, and just they can do anything they want, attacking from piano down into basement. And you'll find the same thing on most of the sites. Like if you're in the front lobby as well, you can do the same thing from the top floor. You can basically hold it through the soft walls on those. So you need to have strong defense up the top above most of the sites on Consulate.
Yeah.
Or it's not going to go your way.
I think especially like you look at Garage as an example, there's basically nowhere the attackers can't come from, especially, if you are going to go for a bandit trick play or something like that. Yeah, you might start that on the garage doors, but you've also got to worry about behind you, players coming from the middle floor trying to get down the stairs or going from the outside stairs. There's a lot of different angles to worry about that, a bandit can't be in all places at once. So it's going to be interesting how they play that one out. I'm just trying to figure out who's starting on the attacking side. We've got Noot on attacking side and Vertex on defense for Border, and then flip the other way around for Consulate. So Consulate being Vertex's pick, their map pick there. So it could throw a spanner in the works for Noot. That might be something that they've not really played too much in preparation for the season. So you never know how that could play out, but I definitely expect to see a strong showing from them on Border. I can't really imagine something else happening because Border's been around for as long as I can remember, and it's one of those quintessential, as you say, vertical play. We're probably going to bang on about that for the entire season, but it is going to be that quintessential vertical play map that if you can't nail that one down, you've got little to no hope on some of the other maps.
Oh yeah, definitely. So we're still having our lobby set up here. We might need to waffle a little bit more, James.
Look, there's nothing wrong with waffles, especially if they're Belgian. So.
Okay, so
that's about as cringe as I'm going to go tonight. I can't think of anything else. But it's so far been a rocky start, but we're getting into things. We're finally getting things sorted out for you guys. So we appreciate all your support so far. The show up on the stream has been absolutely incredible. Thank you everybody who's been tuning in, sharing it with your mates. If you haven't done already, make sure you follow the Twitch channel. Make sure you go and follow us on Twitter, XP Esports, all that jazz. As you want to keep up to date with all the scores, all the leaderboards, all that sort of stuff. At the end of every week's games, we will be posting results and the leaderboard, so you can stay on top of all of that as well. So definitely check the Twitter out to keep up to date there. Other than that, there's really so much going on with XP at the moment. They were talking about it at the very beginning of the broadcast, so much stuff that they're doing grassroots level in Brisbane, which has been awesome to see. I've had the privilege of actually going and casting at an XP LAN for Call of Duty for another game, and that was so much fun. The guys are awesome, so definitely shout out to all the team at XP.
Definitely doing an excellent job here, even with the minor little technical difficulties. So
those things happen.
Exactly, they happen. So kudos to those guys for getting it all sorted and keeping a level head. I unfortunately haven't had the privilege of getting across to an XP LAN because I'm a dirty Westerner. I'm from Perth. It's all just too far away, man.
Oh, it's pretty far for me, being from Melbourne. It's not super close.
At least you're on the right side of the country for it.
This is true. This is very true, but it always confuses me with the time zone differences because the XP guys they like to work in AEST, which at the moment Melbourne and Sydney is in ADT, and so they're like it's 6 o'clock, and I'm trying to figure out all the time: are we an hour ahead or an hour behind? And I always get confused. And I thought for some reason that I had to be home to cast at 3:30 p.m. my time today, but it was actually 5:30. So, this is 6:30 or something. This is too confusing. It's too much.
When you do it every day, you get used to it. You get used to it immediately adjusting the time zones. You're like, all right, yep, that's going to be, 2 a.m. for me. Not that early.
I'm not used to it. I can't get my head around it. I was borderline jet lagged when I got home from Brisbane. I don't know how.
That's only an hour difference.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Oh dear.
But I think we've only got 2 more players to load up into the match, so we should be able to get it underway shortly. Just a moment.
Oh, one more.
One more. We're almost there. Almost there. But kicking it off with Border It's gonna be a good one. Noot. You're proclaiming to be a pretty decent squad, so I'm gonna be looking at them to really take the charge in this one.
I'm going to try my best not to be biased. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Leave it at that. Fair enough. All right. Well, just the one player, or the last player's in. We got a lobby.
We've got someone on the wrong side, though.
Damn it. We're so close. So close.
Finally that.
I'm just trying to figure out. I think it's Vanessa who needs to jump on over. Buddha needs to go over to the Vertex side of things. I'm sort of like pointing at my screen as if people at home can see what I'm pointing at, but it's not the case.
We'll get there soon. I promise.
All right. So, but let's talk about the players that we know. Connie, she's been around in pretty much every FPS. Like, I've seen her in CS:GO a lot. She was very, very good at that game, and then now in Rainbow Six. It's nice to see that the girls are trying out different games and trying to get involved. Even in that previous series with Chrissy and Pippo thing, they've been involved mainly in Call of Duty in the past, and so now jumping over just to support the girls, support the scene, and try and build this from something else. So it's nice to see everyone sort of get around it, and again, the support that we've seen on the Twitter, on the stream tonight has been phenomenal from you guys.
I hope Connie's recovered a little bit from her jet lag, because they were across in was it Dubai that had the
Girl Gamer Girl Fest? Yeah, jeez. Yeah, that wasn't that long ago either.
That was really big for them. So it's awesome seeing events like that, especially when we can get Australians at those events.
Yeah, I mean, it's massive for the industry. It's massive for women in the industry, and sort of pushing them towards those sort of bigger events. It would be nice to see more of that sort of stuff locally as well, getting some live events locally. So looks like we're ready to go, and we should be able to get this game underway. Everyone's on the right team.
We are good to go.
Border should be loading up in just a moment.
There it goes.
Here we are. The clock is ticking. The match has begun, and we're heading into it as we go into the first pick ban phase of the game.
The ban phase for
ban phase first.
We're gonna kick some operators out of the game. We don't want them. There's too many. So it will be Vertex with the first ban, banning out an offense, and they will be getting rid of the Thatcher. Not a common ban, but it does do well against certain sites, particularly the top floor. If you're attacking Armory, that's that one wall across to the side that goes across into CCTV. But apart from that, not a hell of a lot for him to do. Jackal being the second ban out the gate by Noot.
Yeah.
Very strong operator. And that is going to give both teams good opportunity to roam on the defense. They're not going to have to worry about Jackal catching them out.
Yeah, massive.
And will allow them to split up a little bit as well. So they don't need to have someone constantly watching them for their roaming. Mira being the first ban out of the gate for Noot. And then Echo. No one is surprised by the Echo ban. No one wants to play a retake against... Well, actually, no one's trying to attack a site against an Echo.
Well, it will be nice to see how they play around not having the Thatcher with your bandit tricking. Obviously, that's a big counter to that. So, do they go for it? No, opting not to go for the bandit trick. Can't blame him.
Might still be hiding it. They do still have the 6-pick that they can take as well.
This is true.
But the Maestro is a very big pick for this Armory Archives site.
Yeah. Legion going to be swapped in for Ella from Nugget.
here we go. Round number 1 underway. See how we plan on holding this one out. As I thought, reinforcement against that wall across to CCTV. And concentrating more reinforcements across to the side to force off any player on the east. We'll have 90 reinforced as well. That is a common reinforcement for border. Prevent any attackers from being able to, bullet hole down that hallway. Will allow for free rotates for the defenders. And then our side wall over the side here further on the east is also reinforced. Where have we put our Maestro cams? Ah, there's one. Just on the side there. Double protected by 2 ADSs, so they really want to keep that one safe.
Yeah. Well, a bit more coordination than we saw in the last series, as they're all just going up to the watchtower. Oh, no, that's not good.
Okay.
Great start to the series, guys. You done well. Let's go.
I'm not actually sure what's happening over here. Oh, here we go. We're handing over the diffuser. All right. How do we... Chloe picking that one up.
Timing could work out in her favor here. Those shots just barely missing.
Opting to just take out the default camera there rather than go for a fight. But they do have very little knowledge of what's actually happening up here. They know there's... If they get closer to that wall, they'll know there's one mute jammer.
Yeah.
And that will stop Chloe from being able to get a charge onto that one. So they need to attack elsewhere.
Yeah, I think the mute jammer might have got her drone that she threw up, so... Not phased by the alibi. Fake out there. Chloe's going to find the first frag anyway, but Hope's going to get traded out instantly. Back and forth trades right now. And seems like a little bit more recon might be a good plan here from the attackers as they level out the player counts 3-3.
Now able to take control of security is going to be a big one. There was a ping out on a player here, but Chloe has gone down on the wall. Finally finished off with the impact grenade from Nuggin. Minute left on the clock in a 2v3. Sassy slowly pushing up through break room. Connie bringing up the back. Not a lot of info as to where the remaining players of Vertex are sitting. Frag grenade cooked. Not really effective in gaining any ground for them. Has blown out the walls, so they will be able to see anyone sitting in that side room. But the flank comes through.
Tari going to be able to find a very nice flank kill there, and all of a sudden Sassy's just too worried about what's coming from behind. Only 10 seconds. And that's going to be that as Vertex. They're going to win round number 1.
A little bit too quick for Sassy there, running out that door, but Qatari was right there waiting, would have heard those footsteps a mile away. Easy pick to close out that round, and as you say, round number 1 across to Vertex. I think what we probably needed there was a little bit more prep for that armory wall, the one across into security. Maybe someone underneath try and do something about the mute jammer, because as we know, Thatcher's banned out, but perhaps an IQ. Speaking of, right there, Chloe, 6 picking the IQ instead of the buck. But they are going to be down on first floor this time, down at ventilation.
Protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Well, different approach, and I'm sure they're feeling a little bit confident after that first win. So how do they carry that over? Can they build some kind of momentum going into the rest of the map?
I imagine we'll have a rotate hole. Yep, there it is. Butter's just going to blow out that wall, give them a free rotate through for the bathroom. It's a little bit of damage coming from Vivian on that Twitch drone. There we go. We finally got it. That's a tiny bit of damage away. I think Duggan might have been hit as well. Bit of damage over there as well. And looks like we're going for a much more open setup here. 2 rotate holes going away from sight. Reinforcements not upstairs. Interesting, not even gone for hatches, but we might have a plan. Might be hoping to knock those ones out if defenders need to quickly get back in. That's an interesting flashbang from Vanessa. I'm hoping that was a mispress. Again,
it seemed like it. She sort of freaked out when she pressed it. She's like, "Oh, damn it!" So
we've all blinded ourselves. I think I do it more often in CS than I do it in Siege.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's a lot of damage coming from Chloe.
Yeah. Butter might have thought she got away with her life after that Twitch drone incident, but doesn't matter. Watches for the run out, and she does manage to find that one somehow. Potentially going for that second run out. No, seems like Butter going to trade 2 back, so gives Vertex the player advantage back.
Chloe on very, very little HP as well, so effectively a 2v4 unless I can get a reset on Chloe, but I think she's too low to even get that going.
Yeah, it's going to be a struggle. Needs to find some quick peaks if she wants to get much more done in this round. But
it's the prisoner.
Shoots an alibi.
As we know, that's immediately going to give away her position to the defenders. She'll get marked for approximately 3 seconds with a live ping. Connie looking for something here, but there's nothing for her to really fuse. All of the windows have been knocked out. She's probably got a better chance of coming upstairs and attacking from above, and that might be the plan. It's 50 seconds left on the push, James. And we just missed that kill. We just slipped away at the wrong time, but Chloe takes down Lola.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser. Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
Well, diffuser's going to go down. Shiny needs to find something here, and she gets a double piece. And it's just going to be the one player left, Connie, on the fuse. What can she do about it? Absolutely nothing. Just jumps down into some bullets coming from shot. And another nice cleanup there for Vertex.
Not sure if Connie had a drone left. It might have been an idea, if she did, to chuck that down there and just drone out the side a little bit. There was a tiny bit of time. About 20 seconds left on the clock at that point. So she would have had time to just quickly drone that out before she dropped. Might have been able to get 1 kill. But definitely a hard take in a 1v3, dropping down a hatch.
Yeah,
that's going to be tricky.
Yeah, look, not making it easy for themselves. But there's still plenty of time to go in this one, so don't count them out just yet. As we're going to see the Capcan come in for Alibi. And the buck for a buck?
Yeah, it happens. Occasionally, you think you want a 6 pick, but then you go, actually, I'm going to stay with that operator. Maybe the buck is a good idea. So we are on the customs site this time. We're not being toxic. We're not running out. Got to be careful with those because there is a rule in the ESL playbook. Any spawn peek, any rush that would result in a player going down in the first 2 seconds is banned and will get you in a bit of trouble. So we're not going to run out. We're not going to do that.
This ain't no toxic online matchmaking. That's for sure.
Oh no, this ain't casual. We all know that's where the most spawn peaks happen. They all happen on casual. Especially cafe.
Especially cafe.
Oh, my goodness.
I recall even on this map.
The amount of times I've been taken out by a piano peak on cafe, it's just I don't think about it.
PTSD.
Yep.
Well, they're going to use the Maverick here to try and burn some holes through this door, but in the meantime, Chloe taking decent amount of damage from the bandit
The Cade.
batteries there.
Yeah, the Cade. We're using the Electro Claw this time around. But I think she didn't quite get enough of it across. But that's enough for her to flashbang in to maybe force Cade away, so he's not going to be able to trick that anymore with his Electro Claw. And Bibby did take a lot of damage in a trade elsewhere. So, see what they can do. Default camera again going down. And already say that these guys are better than the pros. We're not going to talk about Invitational with default cams not being destroyed. We're not going to talk about that.
Didn't happen.
Definitely didn't.
I don't know what you're on about. Why are you talking?
Because it's my job. Back on the game, off topic, Bibby's taken a little bit more damage. There's just a sliver of health left on her. Sassy's going to look for something up above this time. He's going to support Chloe. Does get some damage back onto her. The headshot to Qatari. Finish that one off with the C4 coming through. Gonna trade that one back with Lola.
Oh, Lola, the turn on there, very dirty. Is she gonna hold CCTV here? How is she still alive? Sassy trying to find the right angle.
Fire now coming from below as well. That's going to be hard for her to push. Going to force her to rotate away, but Bibby's finally taken down by Lola. It's a triple kill for her. Can she make it a
get
quad?
the fourth? No.
Cannot.
Sassy.
Caster's curse.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
She's at least got the bomb and, or the diffuser I should say, sorry, and 50% health or just under. But still all the world to play up against, and a really nice angle there from Nugget. Chicken Nugget gonna secure round 3.
Noot yet to find a round of their own.
Yeah.
Order is a little bit more defense sided though, so hopefully they might be able to grab a round or two here and come up strong on their defense half. But so far, Vertex doing a really good job of shutting down most of Noot's pushes. I say most of because they were able to get a couple of frags there. It wasn't all Vertex.
Yeah, I think the one thing that's been a constant, at least in the last 2 rounds, is that someone somehow is down to about 3 HP on the Noot side before they even really go for a push. So it's going to be important to try and keep the health at an all-time maximum, if possible.
I think our problem there is that we're not clicking enough heads. We're clicking arms. We're clicking torsos. We're not clicking heads. So my advice: click more heads.
Click heads.
Yeah. Back up in Armory for round number 4. So we have finished a full rotation. Armory has unlocked again for Vertex to defend. And it looks as though they're going for the same sort of setup too.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So
Right.
let's see if they keep that going.
5 seconds left.
Near a window
And
break.
Yeah, somewhere.
Locate and
Maybe.
defuse the bomb.
I've got no idea where it was, but maybe downstairs. Yeah, it was.
I think anyone is going to be attacking from that side. No, they maybe thought they knew that one was coming, so he spawned elsewhere. I'm gonna go for that run out.
Yeah, look, probably smart choice. If you think it's going to happen, and trust your gut in that situation, and head towards keeping all of your players alive right off the bat.
Yeah, don't
always
walk
gonna
into
be
an
handy.
obvious. That's almost Siege 101. Oh, Bibby.
Well, really good start this time around. They're going to find that first blood. They've struggled with that the whole map so far.
Although she will go down to very low HP and gets traded out because of it. And now Kotari is going to find the trade back onto Connie. So that's going to leave us with Vertex back with the woman advantage here. So even with that first blood, Noot just not being able to make it count.
Just weren't in a position to be able to push that advantage from that initial frag, but they still do have 3 players up. And the Maestro has been taken down from Vertex, and that is obviously a very, very big pick here. One run out from Lola is going to take down Sassy and Chloe, though, and that leaves poor old Vanessa alone in a 1v4 and gets run out on by Shine.
I mean, look, if any operator's got the balls to do that, it's going to be Ash, but in this situation, as you say, just gets run out on, and that's going to be that. Round 5, going to Vertex. One more round. Rather, I should say round 4 going to Vertex. 2 more rounds before we swap sides, and are we going to see yet another flawless half, if not flawless game, this time coming out of the hands of Vertex? Maybe, maybe not. It's going to be up to Noot to try and slow down this momentum that they've built, and so far, so good. I mean, no complaints really from the way that Vertex has been playing this.
Definitely Vertex putting on a very, very strong show. Bit of a clinic so far, but that's not to say that Noot hasn't been influential in their own way. They have been getting frags. They have been pushing sites, gaining ground. Vertex has just been in the right place to shut down those pushes when they come through. It's good game knowledge from what I'm seeing. Good game knowledge, good awareness, and I'm guessing good comms as well.
Well, set up once again, similar plan to how they last went about it. Will they go for that same? Oh, they have. Sorry, my eyes were deceiving me. I was wondering if they were going to put down the same little crawl space between sites. They did indeed.
They do. That's the usual pick, but got no rotate into bathroom this time. We're just going to reinforce that one off. So maybe not too keen to keep that one this time round. A lot of players upstairs. So we are going to be committing more to an upstairs hold of this site. Probably
I like to see him switching it up.
Yeah, definitely. I imagine that'd be why we're not seeing the hatches reinforced. So we're looking for escape routes for our roamers up here on the top floor.
Well, let's see how these girls go. Noot, what do you have to show for yourselves? Coming to this one, we've hyped you up, and
well, I've hyped them.
You've hyped them up, but I've taken your word for it, and I'm struggling to see where they sort of land in the pile now. I mean, just looking at based off what we've seen already. Oh no! Oh no! That's
some very, very poor timing on BB's part, maybe even Vanessa's part as well. Just not a lot of comms, and runs straight into the fire. But that's a good shot from BB to take down Butter on the Maestro.
Yeah, look, as long as she makes up for it, should be fine. Flashes herself once again. And Chloe's going to get a double kill in this one. So far, so good. Despite the early hiccup here.
Yeah, top floor control handed over. We have Chloe up there. All alone, no defenders. But this is looking to be Noot's first round win in a 1v4. Just Nuggin defending site, all on her lonesome. 4 live pings going out, so she knows exactly where they are. Sassy going down. That's the first kill, but Diffuser is going to be planted by Chloe. Now in a retake position by Nuggin. She does have about 40 seconds to counter defuse. I don't know where she's at. A lot of damage back through, but she gives it back to Bibby.
Yeah, look, super low damage is going to be a struggle. Needs to find some lucky headshots. Limited time to do this in. Need to make something work. That looks like all she's going to be able to handle. So finally, Noot, they're going to get around on the board, and we see a 1-4 scoreline, even somehow after the team kill comes through, and the team flash as well. We're going to see Noot stop the 7-0, the flawless game from happening.
Probably felt a little bit like Bibby needed to show up there. She's, I've killed my teammate. I got to do something here. I gotta help out. We gotta get a win here. I can rectify my mistake. And it worked.
Yeah,
Definitely.
she did just that.
We finally get round number 1 on the board for Noot. Be back in ventilation, as the site wouldn't have been locked. No win there for the defenders. I see a dock. First time we've seen a dock this series.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Yeah, we haven't really seen any of those like super heavy anchor operators come out. So, dock being one of them.
Unless, of course, you're playing casual. Like we said, it's always a dock spawn peeking.
This is true. Unless we are not in casual, and we will see how they approach this last round of the half. Finally, we're going to see more than a 7-0. It's taken its time, but we are here in map 1 of this second series of the night. Of course, earlier on, if you are just joining us, we saw Viking and Trinity going up against each other, Viking Army that is, and Trinity took both maps in 7-0 fashion, putting themselves officially at the top of the table after week 1. There's no way that either of these teams can get that high just based on round difference alone, but nonetheless, a great performance from Trinity. Probably right at the top of the power rankings right now if we were going to say there are power rankings.
Definitely a very strong showing from Trinity at the beginning of this tourney. So it will be very, very interested to see how far they can take that momentum in the coming weeks. But right now, we are Noot versus Vertex. Going straight for the front door offense this time round. Quick setups. It's going to be Maestro spotted out by Connie's drone. But Sassy going down to Cortari.
Slow-ish start to the round. And Cortari very, very weak right now, so be keen to see. Looks like she's going to try and get that stim from Doc. She does indeed. She goes all the way up to about 80 odd health. That's going to give them a massive advantage, but in the background, Butter's going to go down. Chloe really starting to pick up a game here. Had a decent start to the half, but didn't really keep that going.
Chloe maybe just needs a little bit of time to warm up. I know Chloe can frag. I've seen it. Probably just a little bit cold. Maybe it's a little bit chilly where she's at.
Yeah, to be fair to her, she's a late substitution as well, so she was subbed in for this match at the last minute. So maybe not really ready and prepared to go as some of the guys on the main rosters are. Naga and Lola combining for 3 though, leaves Connie all on a lonesome 1 versus 4. And in a matter of seconds, this has gone from a decent round from the attackers to an absolutely abysmal one. And Vertex, they're going to win their 5th round of the half, and that means we're going to be swapping sides 5-1 scoreline.
As we said before, Border a little bit of a defense-sided map, so maybe Noot can grab another couple of rounds, but right now, Vertex looking very, very strong. Only needing 2 more rounds to close out map number 1 here.
Yeah, not much to go. How do they approach this? An interesting sort of setup, but could be very effective. Capitao, especially with his incendiary bolts, is going to be a hassle for the Noot squad.
Particularly on the armory site.
Yeah.
have Chloe on the bandit there, so they might be looking for a trick or two. The Capital Bolts will do an excellent job of forcing her off that wall to allow Shy on the Thermite to just get some free charges up there.
Well, a somewhat set standard start to this round. And Lola gets a drone in a decent position over towards the A-bomb. No, she's going to get caught out. Jumps out of position. And that's going to be her first drone out of action. So Shy and Nuggin, they're going to be the closest if they want to use those for a bit of intel later on. And here we go into the action. Round number 7. Can Noot stay alive in this one, or do you think that it's just about all over, Sukai?
I don't think so. I think they've definitely got some fight in them, but obviously, only time will tell. Have to wait and see how their defense shows up here. Vivi taking a bunch of damage, and that is her going down from below. Cortari, I believe that was the Ash charge straight up onto the floor. That would have chunked Bibi for half and then finished her off. So excellent use of the Ash charge there.
Oh,
Another
that
big
could be
knocking
godly.
out. And that's Chloe with a lot of damage.
Yeah, huge damage and almost catches her out as well. Connie in the background, though, will trade things out. So one apiece. And
mostly did exactly what they needed in forcing Chloe off the wall. Still has 2 bandit batteries in the pocket, but she couldn't place them down. That's a free wall open. Connie does take down Shy, so that'll be no more Thermite.
Yeah, that's a really huge kill here, but can they maintain the player advantage? Struggled with that so far a little bit, and Butter, she's going to be able to get someone down. Not quite sure who that was. They're going to go straight for the res here, and that's going to get... Oh, no. What?
Is that the quad kill for Connie?
The perfect timing here for Connie. She's just going to pick out at just the right moment and find that kill, leaving it all onto Lola. Nothing she can do there. Noot, they survive to live another day. Connie, what a round from
Connie.
their superstar.
Beautiful. But once again, the ace stolen. I'm a little bit sad, but that's okay. Vanessa closing that one out with the final kill onto Lola. That'll put round number 2 on the board for Noot.
Well, now we've got a bit of a game on our hands, as you say, defensive sided map. Anything can happen. The tides can turn in Noot's favor.
I'm not sure if we mentioned it, but these early games before we get to the finals do not have overtime, so it is possible to tie the maps 6 rounds apiece.
There you go.
In which case, both teams will get a point, I believe, is how we were doing it. I'd need one of the admins to confirm that for me, but I believe that was how we were doing it.
10 seconds to go.
But we are back down in ventilation, so
5 seconds remaining.
regular rotate between sites in that back corner. Nothing across to bathroom, but they've left a couple of walls soft, just in case they do want to make a really quick rotate that way. Do have hatches reinforced this time, so Noot taking it a little bit differently to how Vertex were taking it, leaving those hatches open, but they do not have as many players running around. It's just Connie on the Jaeger way over in 90. Gonna try and do something about people getting into staff room, but no one there.
5v4. Chloe. Nicely done to find another kill and really starting to step it up here. Having a massive start to this defensive side, and they're going to want her to continue that. She puts down a little concussion mine as well.
Bibi with the second.
Second one.
Hard scoping those because expecting someone to come through with the follow-up, but Vertex not in a position to trade that player back. So that is going to be butter on the Nomad down. Big one to stop the rotates. Now no longer in play. Connie going to have freedom up above. Come down where she wants. Lola's going to try and do what she can to start a push through that wall. That is both concussion mines off the board for her. Not enough for her to push through.
Timing might have just screwed her there. Oh wow, she turns around and finds that. How's she been able to do this? She spots the ally. She finds that second kill as well. Does get concussed here.
Oh, the kill.
How's no one gone for the kill there? Lola just getting away with this with her life somehow. And is going to find another one. That's 3 for this round. Should find the 4th. No. Finally gets shut down there. And Connie's going to bring this back to a 1 versus 1. But my God, she got away with absolute murder there.
That is the diffuser going down by Shy. Managed to sneak in the back. And Connie's just noticed her on the rotate through. Knows she's on the left side of that reinforcement. Knows full well there's nowhere for her to go. Just misses the headshot. Gets a little bit of damage, but she's traded back. Finally gets Shy with the frag grenade. She does spot it in time, and that's going to be an easy counter defuse for her.
I think this might just be the first counter defuse of the night. It goes through. There we go. Finally, gonna get that one defended. And some nice work there by Connie to win that clutch situation. But I mean, if anyone's going to win it, it's going to be Connie in that sort of situation.
Didn't follow her own advice, though. There was no head clickage. Neither headshot. There's one thing that Connie's always saying, it's click heads.
This is true.
I'm going to have to bring this up with her. Well, that's
I expect a twit longer at the end of the night. An apology for not clicking heads. If it's not there by 12 midnight, Connie, I don't know what we're going to do, but there's going to be consequences.
Going to round 9. We will see Noot's first defense of customs.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
No major changes. Chloe on the Maestro this time around, rather than the Ella. But everyone else, round about the same sort of operators.
Yeah, more or less what we've seen. Rook coming into things for BB.
Played a solid part in that previous round. Got herself a couple of kills. But mostly the armor. And that's really going to be handy for Chloe on the Maestro. Maestro already being a 3 armor. Putting the Rook armor on top of that one, she's going to be able to take a bit of punishment. Unless, of course, she's shot in the face.
Yeah, look, that's not going to work well.
No. You don't wear the armor on your face. It doesn't fit. I've tried.
Oh, here we go. Attack comes in. And can they try and close this one out here? Only 2 rounds more that is needed for Vertex to take this. So far, Noot's defense has just been really strong.
So Chloe is going to be holding this from above. She's got the hatch open on security for an easy rotate down. She'll be taking a more vertical approach to this map than she did before. And right now, it's mostly just Vertex scouting it out, sending drones through, trying to grab the information that they need. One Ash charge comes through. That's going to blow out the floor, I believe, but no damage from it. Not this time, at least.
Yeah.
And right now, I believe it's Vertex mostly looking to grab the upstairs. Chloe with some pre-fire under that window, but Lola knows that that is coming, crawls under the window rather than leaving herself open.
Sound cue is going to be heard by Chloe. Just being careful here of someone coming and trying to bait her out into the open. And that's going to get spotted here. She's reloading at the worst possible time. She's going to get pushed. And there we go. Chloe's going to go down. That's a massive opening for the attackers here. 2 on 5 right now. The Ash charge will go down. They should be able to just work with any of the verticality left. And there you go. Vertex finally getting back into this one. The first attacking round they've won. And that timing for Chloe just worked so far against her. Nothing they could really hope to accomplish from that point onwards. And, you know, it seems like even if they didn't find that last kill in that last moment, they would have probably got that diffuser down in no time. So, Noot struggling here a little bit. They've had a solid start to the defensive half, but Vertex has come back with that round, and now they're only one round away from taking map number 1.
I think it was just down to poor timing there that Chloe was caught off. I think she started the reload just as the player vaulted that window. So that sound cue would have been muted a little bit. She may not have heard that one, because it is possible to cancel the reload. Obviously, you can cancel a reload animation in Siege, but without hearing that sound cue, she wouldn't have known that she needed to cancel the reload. Just a little bit unlucky on that particular push, but might have been a better idea to maybe just fall down the hole knowing that you were droned out. A much safer position down there. But we'll be back up at Armory. We'll see if Vertex can close this one out.
Well, Armory, arguably one of the easier sides to hold on to as a defensive squad. And if they use the same or a similar setup to what they had the first time around, then they should be pretty much all good to go. A couple of the drones just hiding around the corner, hoping to stay alive before the start of this one. Lola and Butter there. But as we load into the attacking phase, let's see how Vertex go about this. Again, they'll be wanting to try and find this very quick and early attack on towards the main building here, and in doing so, Chloe's been able to find that first kill quite early on.
That
and
was
retain at least half her health.
Trying to get through the soft wall off to the side, but would have been Cortali caught straight off guard on Capital bowled out. Her position is known by Butter. Out on ventilation. Oof. A beautiful shot. Doesn't quite take... Oh, it does take Chloe down. Sorry, it looked like there were lines still on the thing. She is down on the floor. Now picked up.
Picked up, though. They still with the 5-on-4. Butter's shot's just not finishing the job. But she uses it right. Capital Bolt might just do it.
Might be a little bit of a waste at that point, knowing that Chloe probably will have backed off a little bit. She is a much safer position where she's at. Drones coming through. Connie believes there may have been a player there, but free fire doesn't come through. Sassy takes down Lola, and Butter finally finishes off Chloe with the Capital Bolt. You were right.
Here we go. Butter's going to find another one on Sassy now, and should find a third here. No, Vanessa's going to trade one back indeed onto Shy. You're just going to drop Connie there. Vanessa will eventually fall, so it's basically a 1 versus 2 right now. Vivi needs to get this kill. She's anchoring the site. You know she wants to go to pick up Connie, but it's a dangerous task if she decides to try. And that defuse is going to go down, but it's a 1 versus 1 now. She's going to throw her impact grenade the wrong way around. She's got no idea where Nuggen's gone. Nuggen's got the perfect line of sight here. If she even attempts to go and peek this one, she's got very limited chance, but she will have the opportunity to pick up Connie. So with this 2 versus 1, they do stand a chance nonetheless of getting this counter diffuse down. How would you approach this, Sukai? Do you just run across? Do you balls to the wall, just go for it?
Don't really have the time to push out. They need to get the kill first. That's an excellent angle being held by Nugget out there to close out map number 1.
Yeah.
They need the aggression. Didn't quite have the time. If they had more time for the counter defuse, it might have she might have had time to rotate back through office, maybe get a flank through the window, because obviously Nugget can't watch 2 angles at once, but not quite enough time there, and they're sort of forced to both peek the same angle, unfortunately.
Well, there you have it. Vertex coming away with this one in the end. 7-3, and maybe not the strongest performance like what we saw in that last series, but definitely a strong one nonetheless against a team that's quite highly capable and competent in this game mode. Vertex definitely looking pretty bloody strong right now. So I'm excited to see what the rest of this season holds. And I want to see what at least they are able to do in the next map if they're able on their map, because reminder, that was Noot's map pick there.
Definitely. So the next map will be Consulate, but I believe we might be going to a quick little break. I heard no, I'm being told to keep talking. We're on the map ban screen.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be a good one. And as you said before, a little bit of spanner in the works, so maybe Vertex have been trying this one out. I've been talking to one of the managers who works at Vertex, and when he picked this team up, he was very excited because he said they've got the whole team behind them. They've got coaches, managers, everyone trying to work and help them do really well in the XPWL Women's League. So I'm excited to see if they can actually come out with something big in this one.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's definitely showing that they do have support. They definitely showed up on that map. What do we end up? 7-3, and taking 4 straight rounds at the beginning. And they came out really, really strong on that map, and I'm excited to see if they can continue that momentum onto Consulate.
Yeah, well, I mean, Consulate, it should be a banger of a match. I'm really interested to see how they approach the operator ban phase, though. That's going to be one of the interesting ones for me. So I'm keen to see how they approach that, because, we were talking about before, Jaegers, your bandit tricking, that sort of thing is definitely something that you would consider banning, because it's going to make it so much easier to get into the site if you go for something like that. Yes, it's obviously going to make it harder on your defensive play, but when it comes to offense, it's going to make it a lot more difficult. But we are going to go to a very quick break, guys. The girls are on a bit of a break in between maps. We're going to get map number 2 loaded up for you guys in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. This is the Women's League.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, one more map to play. Noot versus Vertex. We will be on Consulate. I believe James is still AFK a little bit, so you've just got me for a second. But let's talk a little bit about Border. Mentioned before, Vertex showed up very, very strong, taking 4 rounds straight at the beginning. I feel like maybe they lost a little bit of momentum as the round half, the half point switched, and they went on to the attack, but they were able to find their footing after a couple of rounds there. Noot did grab 2 rounds at the beginning of their half, but Vertex cleared that out and grabbed map number 1 for themselves. So far, they're showing quite strong. I think Vertex and Trinity from series number 1 are going to be the teams to watch in this series. Both teams have shown exceptional game knowledge, map knowledge, and I'm assuming great communication because there's been trade backs, there's been proper droning, really good gadget usage as well from both teams. And I think they're the two that we're gonna love to watch as this series unfolds. But Consulate, be interesting to see how this goes. We just need to wait a second for our other team to be ready to play. I think I'm getting the notification that we're ready. We are good to go. So we're going to get this one started. Final map. Map number 4. Consulate. Or map from number 4 of the night. Map number 2 of the series. Noot versus Vertex. To decide where this goes. Do we make it a tie? Or is Vertex able to take it 2-0? As we go into ban phase, Noot will have the first ban out the gate. They'll be locking away an attacker, and it will be Jackal, same as they banned out on Border. They're clearly not wanting to deal with that denial of roam. Want to make sure that they can roam effectively. Thatcher, a very common ban, particularly for Consulate. That's going to make it a lot trickier to get open garage wall. It's a very common spot for Thatcher to be used. That was the ban out of the gate for Vertex. So they now grab their Defender ban. See what they opt to get rid of. Not at all surprised to see the Echo once again following in their bans for the first map. And we'll see who our final operator ban. Noot getting rid of Mira. We have identical bans to the first map. But honestly, I'm not all that surprised. They must have strats that do not play well with those operators. James, welcome back.
We're here. Yeah, looks again, no surprises as you said. It seems like there must be some sort of strategy going into it, and with players who are a bit more familiar with the title, with what they're going up against. It's nice to see that there's been some thoughts and preparation going into this.
Definitely.
We head on up.
Planning, maybe even a little bit of scrimming. I think I heard some rumors of a scrim or two happening, which is lovely. And so far it's showing, particularly coming out of Vertex. They've really shown up so far.
It's going to be interesting seeing, as you mentioned earlier, the 2-second spawn killing rule. If they still try and go for something like that, wouldn't be surprised if they at least attempt something. But
I don't think they'll risk it.
I wouldn't be surprised either way. Vertex, they're going to be prepared for it. They're going to be ready for it, and that 2-second rule does give them the chance to be in position to counter any potential spawn kill.
10 seconds left.
So standard sort of reinforcements going out. We do have that breach at the side of B to allow for a rotate to A off the sidewall, but mostly reinforcements going to the north side of meeting room. Maybe a reinforcement or two going onto bathroom. Gonna block off the top of yellow stairs there. But it's looking like Butter wants to get straight up to those windows, wasting no time to begin the offense on console meeting room.
She might have just spotted the shoulder there, and with the scope, she does indeed. She's going to find the first kill, but traded out instantly. Good trade there from Chloe. Very necessary one as well. You don't want to be down a man that early on, or down a woman, I should say, sorry, that early on the defense. That verticality coming into play now. Chloe very weak as she just gets tagged up from underneath.
Cortalia once again showing her very, very good game knowledge of where players will be sitting, common spots to chuck that Ash charge to push people away. And in this case, it worked. It forced Chloe away from her position, finally being taken down by Shy as she fled away. But Cortalia is really, really showing a good game knowledge and good awareness so far in this series.
Nice to see it as the gameplay slows down a tad once again. And through that use of the drone, she has a fair idea there's at least one in an almost immediate line of sight. Well, she should have some kind of clue. And she might just get lucky here with the peek. She does indeed. Sassy is going to make the mistake there. Vertex, very strong start to this round. Need to find a way back into this round here, Noot. That will be it.
Lola
Survives with a lot of her health, going for some pre-fires here.
I think Connie was able to stop that thermite charge. Did shoot that just before it finished going off. It's actually kind of big. It means that they can't push through that side. She's going to try that again. Here's it going off, but can't get the rotate this time around. There's only 30 seconds left on the push, but they might have control of A site now. Qatari takes down Connie. 1v3 for Bibi now. And Plant is going down by Shy.
Yeah, I mean, look, even if she's able to find this trade kill here, it's going to be a rough one to go for the 1 versus 3 retake. Can't peek too far out because she knows that Qatari is going to be waiting around the corner. Needs to find a very quick kill here. Can she do it? You know, at least there is a decent amount of time to go for the retakes here in Rainbow Six, but Nuggin's going to be able to find that final kill. And there you have it. It'll be Vertex continuing their run.
Just dodges the impact grenade out of Bibi.
Yeah.
Nearly got hit in the face by that, but I matrixed it a little bit. Flying straight over her shoulder. But yes, as you say, Vertex continuing their run to take round number 1. And that will send Noot back up to the same site. They'll be back up in console and meeting room. Obviously, unable to defend the site, they are given a second chance. See if they can do anything different with it. Couple of operator changes. Connie's still on the Jaeger though, so must be very big comfort pick for her. But Bibi now on Bandit. Chloe on the mute.
Yeah, Chloe, we saw her using the mute a little bit in the last game. Can she find some form with it? That's the question on my mind, at least, as we head into round 2. And she's going to be able to... Well, I didn't quite see if she was rocking the shotgun or the SMG this time around. Looks like the shotgun is going to be
10 seconds to insertion.
Weapon of choice.
Yeah, the SAS shotgun is actually a pretty solid pick.
It's godlike. Let's be honest. It can be godlike, especially in those late round scenarios. You see operators like Smoke have a massive impact on rounds in the late round.
Attackers dropped the diffuser. Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
That obviously allows for creation of rotate holes as well. If you don't have someone with an impact grenade, you need to make an opening in a wall. You've got the shotgun.
Goes for a real early aggressive peek there. Spots 2 or 3 players, but in the end walks away with around 78 HP.
Definitely decides to give up on that window. Now that she has shown her face there, it'll be very, very tricky to get in there further. Cortari is once again going for the trick from below with the Ash charge. Doesn't find anyone this time around, so it seems that Noot may have learnt their lesson not to sit on that spot. They're just going to slowly force their way through Visa and see what they can do about taking these stairs.
Now, I heard last night, or was it night before, can't remember, but I was chatting to a mate about about Legion and how there's a imminent nerf coming in with the goo mines.
Yes. So those goo mines are not going. Once that nerf comes in, they are not going to do immediate damage as soon as you hit them. Right now, they do 10 damage immediately. As we'll get back to that point. Back into the action, Lola taking down Connie, but Kotari is very, very low with that firefight.
Another goo mine getting set off here. Kotari spots out another player. Sassy's going to find a trade in the background, so after the kill from Shy, that's going to give the player advantage to Vertex. Although the health, as we've already pointed out, very, very low on Kotari and Shy now, down to just about 30 HP.
Attackers have located a bomb.
And there we go, Diffuser. It's going to go down. BB, she will find a trade onto Butter. But straight away, Kotari watching those stairs. Really nice to catch off the rotation there from the Lurker. And Vertex, round 2 in the bag. A little bit slower than we saw some of the rounds go in the last map, but nonetheless, they're picking apart this defense one by one and making it work.
Slow and methodical sometimes is the answer. Not always rushing a site, especially on a game that hinges so much on intel. You've got so many gadgets you've got to try and get rid of. You got to figure out the placement of mute jammers and bandit batteries and air jabs and all that sort of stuff. You need to take your time, and just charging a site doesn't always work. And Vertex has shown you take it slow, take it methodical, you'll be able to clutch out rounds. Back to the point before, the Legion.
Yeah,
currently does, I believe it's 10 damage. Or it might be a little bit lower, it might be 8. I can't remember the exact number, but does a little bit of damage immediately as soon as you step on it. That is not going to be a thing once he gets nerfed. It will still do tick damage. But the key thing is that it's not going to be as big a information gathering tool as it currently is. Legion will only be able to see where those goo traps are up to a certain radius around him. He's not going to have a permanent icon on the map where he's got those goo traps.
I think line of sight's going to come into that equation quite a bit as well, and honestly, that will limit the, I wouldn't say the usability. Legion's still obviously going to be a very highly used operator, but more to the point, it's going to be a lot more skillful to figure out where you've placed your goo mines, use those audio cues, and try and work out exactly which one's been sprung. So it's going to add another element of skill into the usage of Legion, and also it's going to make it a little bit less of a headache when you get stuck with a goo mine as an attacking player. So there you have it. But we just saw here Ash was traded out for Fuse by Kotari. So
as we mentioned, as I mentioned before, with the top floor, with the ground floor hold, particularly if you're on garage, you want to have someone up here in piano room to be able to defend that. And this might be where Noot fall down on this particular one, because piano room is unguarded. Kotari is going to be able to come straight in here with those fuse charges and just rain hell from above.
They're going to go out through now, and so far, no luck with them hitting anyone. So they've lucked out a little bit here. Chloe, she's going to find the first kill, open it up with some C4, and instantly we've seen 2 more players go down. Make this the third, possibly no. The trade frag finally comes out from Shy. 4-on-2 situation favoring Noot. And although they didn't have that piano room defender, it doesn't seem to be phasing them one bit, although garage door is wide open now, so now they have to worry about that quite considerably. But the tag's going to come through. They're going to know that someone's just by the van. The goo mine will go down in front of the door there.
So not really a lot that Noot needs to do here. You know, it's a 2v4 situation. They just have to sit on site, wait for the two players to push through. Kotari hits a goo mine, and that is Shy going down. Leaves Kotari in a 4v1. It's a double kill for Connie as well. And the push through will secure Noot their first round for Consulate.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as that goo mine was triggered, they found that second last kill, and all of a sudden, all eyes turned to the inside staircase there. So, comprehensive defense there from the ladies over at Noot, as we now have to look and see if Vertex is going to change things up or keep on keeping on.
The use of the fuse did actually work out in Vertex's favor in that particular instance, because it did manage to get rid of all of the bandit batteries and the Cade Claw that were sitting against the garage wall, which gave them the perfect opportunity to just get their thermite straight up, get that charge off, and open up the garage door. Unfortunately, Chloe was ready for it.
Yeah.
But they had the right idea, but just didn't quite execute as well as it could have.
Well, round number 4 about to be underway as we see the setup as pretty much set standard. They've been up here a couple of times now, so can they make this one work for them?
Or will we see third round taken from Vertex, who clearly know or clearly have some pretty solid strats on how to attack Console?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was their pick, so you would have hoped it, and this spanner in the works might be working against the girls at Noot as get into the attacking phase of the round.
Just going to go straight through the visa office. There's one hole blown in the floor there. No one holding it. It's going to leave Cortari able to just push straight through.
Yeah.
So looking as though they're not going to put any attention toward those windows off on the console wall this time around. They're just going to leave those ones alone. It did work out in their favor the other couple of times, but clearly changing up the strat a little bit. Going to attack from elsewhere this time around.
Slowly does it, as we've already seen the two attacking rounds that Vertex have won have been similarly slow affairs, but all of a sudden Connie unfortunately walks straight back into the bullets there coming from Sassy, or rather coming from Nugget. Sassy will trade that one out, so 4-4, still a level playing field, and everyone seemingly full health right now, so hard to say if anyone's really got an advantage going into the second half of this round. Goo trap is sprung though, so they'll know someone's down towards the central stairs. And oh, she just spots the head of someone here at yellow stairs. The flash comes through. Oh, it's going to do a lot. Concussed there from the Sophia, and Chloe's going to be able to find the kill there. Kotari's just going to hold this right side. Timing works in her favor. She'll go left. Chloe does as well, but nonetheless, Kotari's going to walk away with most of her health intact. So definitely what they wanted out of this one. BB, she's going to be dropped here, so it's basically just up to Sassy. Can you find this 1 versus 3? The last 1 versus 3 we saw just didn't really go their way. So they want this one to work out. Couple of shots coming through. Does delay the diffuser going down for a moment.
Attackers activating diffuser. Defenders have eyes on the diffuser. Attackers need
There we
to
go.
protect it.
Shy's going to find that last kill, so Vertex winning their third round.
Vertex clearly showing that they have multiple strats and a lot of knowledge on attacking that top floor, which notoriously does tend to be one that is a little bit more defender-sided. There's not too many angles that the attackers can get through if they want to get straight to the site. It's couple of windows, but they're easily held from multiple angles. The fact that they are ignoring those windows and instead pushing for the stairs instead, which is different to what most people expect. Most people expect some aggression coming off of those windows, but Vertex ignored them entirely on that site, instead concentrating on the stairs, gaining momentum up that way, getting pick, trading back, and eventually winning out the round off of the back of it.
Yeah, they just seem to have a game plan, and it's working out for them. As now we're going to see the visa situation, and how they're going to play this one out.
The fabled split site.
Yeah.
A up on the first floor, B in the basement. Notoriously a little bit hard to defend.
Yeah, look, I've got 2 words to describe this. Not fun. That's the easiest way to describe this. Not only do you have to figure out the easiest way to rotate around between the 2 of them, you have to make yourself vulnerable in Visa. They're opening up that hatch to be able to go for that quick rotate, and it's going to be a tricky one. But it's also going to be interesting to see how Vertex go about attacking this one, because it doesn't make it that much easier to attack, because it's not like the rest of the defenders are going to be close by. They're going to be on separate floors. So, you know, it's a lot more difficult, and you've got to be a lot more wary when clearing out floors. There might be multiple players on every floor, and they're just going to use Sledge to jump straight into the garage. Seemingly, everyone just sticking around that basement site for the moment on the defensive side, who's down there at least.
Unfortunately, seems to have had some connection issues with Vanessa. She has dropped out. Lola does team kill Kotaro, but is able to kill Sassy. I think Kotaro just may have gotten in the way of the bullets, but unfortunately, starting off a 4v5 in this particular round. Now in a 2v4 situation.
Just using the drones to slowly work their way around the basement bomb. And exactly like that, Chloe's going to hear the audio cue, shut that down.
A bomb has been located.
Chloe, nicely done on Butter. She might be able to get yet another one here, but no. Shots just don't go her way, and Shy is going to be able to find that kill, leaving it just up to Connie. 1 versus 3, yet another one. I mean, if any character's in a good position, it's going to be Jaeger, but this situation just does not go her favor. Nugget is going to be able to find that kill. And straight after that, Diffuser was planted. That's going to be all she wrote for that round. So now we head into round 6. Second last of the half. Or last of the half, I should say, sorry. As we see how they're going to approach this 4 versus 5. It's not going to be easy.
Hopefully Vanessa can get back into the game. Otherwise, we may have a remake on our hands here. Which may be the case.
Yeah, we'll just wait to get some word from admins and figure out what they want to do.
We have had the notification that we will be rehosting this one. So we are going to have to go to a real quick break while we get this one rehosted, ladies and gentlemen. Try and get our 5th player back into the game. So we will be back with you in just a second.
5 minutes later.
All right, guys, sorry about that quick delay, but we are back in order, back in business. We'll be restarting at a 1-4 scoreline in favor of Vertex, who so far have impressed me a hell of a lot. I'm sure they've impressed you too, Sokai. But going into this next round, what are we looking at? What can Noot do to change? What is going on, do you think, that they can do to change up how they're playing to get that defensive win in? Because, it is going to take something to get them back into this game, just like it would have taken them something to get back into the first one.
Funnily enough, I think they need to be a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
Honestly. I think... Sorry, just writing down the site so I know where we're at. I think they're being just a little bit too passive and allowing Vertex to gain more ground than they should be. I think maybe add a little bit more aggression into their play. Try and push forward a little bit more from the sites than they are. They are playing very, very defensively back on the sites, which isn't always a bad thing. But when you're up against Vertex, who have clearly shown that they will not hesitate to take ground when they find it, that maybe you need to try and stop them from gaining that ground in the first place.
Yeah, I think that's a fair and reasonable assessment. I think, it's a couple of occasions where I've seen them not take advantage of the verticality, especially when they were up in console. You were talking about having someone playing, when they were down garage last time, having someone play in piano room. Are they going to do that this time around? Are they going to use that verticality to their advantage? That's yet to be seen. But set standard sort of setup this time around. Nothing too different. This is, of course, the bomb site that they did win. So, can they repeat that? That's going to be the big question.
Yeah, they aren't running the Bandit, so they are just going to have Chloe with the Electro Claw for dealing with the garage wall. But also on the flip side, Vertex are not running Fuse, so they're not going to have those Fuse charges to really quickly take down the electrification on that garage wall. Instead, they're going to be relying on Lola with the IQ. They might try and clear out some of the floor from above with Shy on the sledge. But it'll play out a little bit differently to what we saw last time.
Well, one of the big factors that so far Kotari has been utilizing quite well, if I might say, is the vertical play with the Ash charge.
Oh no. That's the wrong button, Connie.
It is indeed. Connie having to refill a little bit of her health after getting a couple of tags. But gonna go down first.
Chloe with the opening frag. I believe that was up the stairs, but she's not aware of the other two players. 3 players, actually, who are all pushing from server. I take that back. She takes down Lola as soon as she peeks through that hole. But Nuggin have just missed the opportunity.
The head was just slightly behind that little bit of plasterboard there, so luckily gets away with her life. Otherwise, that could have been disastrous for Chloe, as they've now made it a 5 on 3. That's the 2-woman advantage right now, and that's one of the things that they failed to do last map, and one of the things they've been failing in this map is getting those first picks and not allowing yourselves to get traded out so quickly.
Sassy with a beautiful shot, but she takes a lot of damage back toward her. All right, it's 5v2 or 5v1. Chloe with the triple kill. See if she can make this a quad. And the one
Huge round out of her. Massive.
Oh, definitely. Doing an excellent job. Nuggin's still holding that same angle, so...
I always love to see that, people getting banned by Battle Eye.
Oh,
warms my heart.
Wonderful.
Warms my heart.
There was a day that I was playing the other week that it banned what was quite obviously 4 alt accounts of the same person.
Things you love to see. And speaking of things you love to see, Noot, they've got another round, boys. Let's go.
Nuggin almost had it, but I called it. Chloe with the 4K.
Yeah.
Showing up on that round. That TCG, the shotgun, I can never remember if it's TCG or TGC or whatever. That shotgun is strong in the right hands.
I mean, if there's one thing that I'm taking away from tonight's series from this Noot lineup is that Chloe is a force to be reckoned with. She has been dominating in the slaying department. Something that, some of her teammates, they've got kills here and there that have helped, obviously, but she's had a couple of those 3-4K rounds that have really helped her team get the win. Now, the real question is, can they get more than the 3 rounds they accomplished in the last map? This one a little bit closer, not as dominant from Vertex. But now we head up back to Consulate, and with Vertex at the helm, defensively, what's their strategy going to be? Is it going to be that different to what we saw from Noot? Is it going to be something that we don't expect? Who knows? Let's see how they approach it.
Are they going to be holding it from below? Butter on the pulse. I'd say we'd probably have at least one player down below sites. But Shout is probably a little bit safer in terms of players attacking those windows.
10 seconds left.
But, of course, if they sweep that ground floor the same way that Vertex are sweeping it on their offense, might be able to catch the pulse off. And any other players that might be down there supporting it.
Yeah, well, right now it seems like it's just Pulse. And that's Butter setting up a few little defensive strategies down there as the rest of her teammates secure upstairs. And now we see how Noot's going to approach this, as you say. Do they sweep that ground floor just as Vertex did? Or do they think that there's not going to be anyone down there? Because that could be costly. Very, very costly with Pulse just lingering around. Played correctly, that could really mean the difference between winning and losing this round.
Definitely. So we now see that Pulse, Butter has gone all the way down to the basement. He's going to be instead looking for anyone sweeping the ground floor rather than directly holding that site. She does spot one player out. Not going to be in a position to do anything about that one, but it's a little bit of info, a little bit of knowledge.
Yeah, look, I like this play from it. I like to avoid expectations, to change what might happen, you know, if they do go for that ground floor clear out. It's going to be huge, as now Jaeger's come to support, so the 2 roamers this time around. We haven't seen too much hard roaming from any of the teams tonight. Nothing crazy out there until now. So it's nice to see them switching up the game a little bit, and that's going to be a drone out of action. Really going to be relying on Connie and Chloe to try and start this round out with a quick kill. And through the little murder hole there, Katari, she's going to find 2. That's massive to start things off.
Lola with a double kill of her own. Very quickly leaves Bibby all alone at the parking entrance. Gets herself 1 kill onto Lola. But that now reveals her position. The rest of Vertex. The C4 come out. 2 C4s come out. Spot 1 player. She's only got 35 seconds, spotted from the hatch. A little bit of a fire. Can't return anything, and she's now on about 5 HP. Not a lot that she can do. I believe she's got Butter down below as well. Yeah. Shooting through the floor.
C4 not going to connect, but that's going to be about all she wrote for this round. And Noot struggling in their opening attacking round.
15 seconds left.
Not much that BB can do, and there we go. The kills can come through. Nugget finding that one. And a very comprehensive win there from Vertex. Those murder holes just working an absolute treat, and the girls absolutely dominate this one. In fact, I think they only lost to 1 player.
Yes, they did. It was only Lola who went down on that round for Vertex. As you say, Kotari making very good use of those punch holes, the walls at office. I didn't even see the second kill. I saw the first one go through, and then I just saw it in the kill feed. I thought, oh, all right.
Something just working really well for them, as we've seen a initial option to change over to Castle, but then Butter decides to switch back to Pulse, or does she? Can't make up her mind, but there we go.
Can I point out the recruit?
Oh. Interesting. I mean, it's a choice.
That's definitely an option, yeah.
A viable one? Probably not, but an option nonetheless.
He's viable now. The recruit's actually getting nerfed a little bit as well. They are taking away his your ability to pick his nationality, and they're giving him a bunch of pre-made loadouts on the next patch. Meant to be a way of being a little bit more beginner friendly, rather than giving them this one player with a million customization options. Rather, they're going to give him just a few loadouts for beginners to be able to learn the game, which I kind of agree with. We are down at Tellers now. The split side again, Tellers and Server. We have a rush coming from Noot.
Yeah, the Finker Rush is going to come straight out. The first kill's going to go down. Butter's going to find 2-3. Here we go. That's shut down instantly. 4. Straight away. Hope's going to be able to find one to trade. But that is going to be it. Butter
all right.
coming up huge there.
That was one hell of a hole from Butter. Hears those players running, but keeps her cool. Holds down the trigger and just an easy 4K. To take Vertex to match point on Consulate. I'm almost speechless.
After she got those first 2 kills, I'm like, surely they're going to get the trade out. Surely they get the trade, but no, sirree. That is going to be the fastest 4K of her life. And that is a clip to chuck in the montage for sure.
I reckon that's probably going to be the fastest round of our tourney. I know this is the first week, but my goodness, I don't think we're going to get any quicker than that.
Attackers need to locate.
I mean, what is the sheer luck that for some reason Noot did decide to all 5-stack through the one staircase, and then run into the one player, just as you say, hold down left mouse button.
Attackers have located a bomb.
There you have it. Well, one round away again from securing the map, and although they are gonna potentially, there's still a possibility here for Noot, but there is a potential that Vertex wins this one in pretty dominant fashion. It's still gonna leave the guys over at Trinity at the top of the ladder at the end of the week, so that would put Noot in 3rd place and Viking Army down in 4th. Or depending on where we put Enix, who haven't played this weekend, the girls who've got the bye. But for those who have played, this is going to be a very stark ladder. You've got 2 squads with 2-0 wins, 2 squads with nothing, potentially. And quick kills going down once again. They're going for the Finker Rush. And it hasn't really worked out. Down to just 2 players and 1 on her back. They're going to go for that pick up by the looks of things. But no, in the meantime, Hope, she goes for the peak. Shy's just going to clean up house until BB finally finds the trade. She will get Chloe up, but that's going to be it. Vertex storming on through. Butter again comes out with the goods.
Once again, showing the absolute power of that shotgun. It was Chloe originally, and now it was Butter coming out with that one. It's an absolute machine if you know how to use that shotgun well.
Well, there you go. Vertex, I think, surprising us a little bit. Coming out hot and showing they've got a lot of tricks up their sleeve to potentially take into the rest of the season. It's going to be interesting seeing them up against Trinity, who had a relatively easy run against Viking Army. But nonetheless, that is an astonishing performance from them up against a team that you and I were both really hyping up a little bit, with Connie and Chloe having some absolutely amazing rounds. Just not really able to pull it out the bag this time.
Vertex just showing that they work a little bit better as a coherent unit. Might even be the backing of their org, who did pick them up for this tourney, which is amazing to see. Love that we've had a couple of orgs come through and pick up teams for this tourney. It's a really, really good direction for the scene, particularly for women in the scene. So it's a really good direction that we're going.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to see the people support it from day dot because, it's only up from here, really. Like, you've got the support of everyone behind you. This stream tonight has been amazing. Thank you guys so much for all of your support again. We apologize for the slow start, but everything's going to be fixed as we go on. We are still learning, trying to make this the best production possible. It has been an amazing weekend, amazing night, sorry, I should say. We do have Enix, though, who haven't played yet. They went through the bye round this week, so they're going to be cool to watch next week, see what they've got up their sleeves. Who really knows? But any sort of final closing thoughts here tonight, Sukai?
Well, I mean, I wanted to ask real quickly who you thought was an MVP.
Oh God, that's a tough one. I don't know. I gotta say, for the most part, and I think you sort of touched on this, the Vertex squad just worked better together. They sort of all took a bit of responsibility throughout the night, whereas you saw more of the star player aspect, if you will, coming from Chloe, coming from Connie. So it's hard to put a finger on it, but after that 4K spray down at the end there from Butter, I think it has to go to her, surely.
Might have to say Butter as well, but I think Cortari. Oh my goodness.
Cortari.
Oh, no, right. Cortari, you're right. Thank you. I think she definitely a close second if we give it to Butter. Also showing exceptional map knowledge and game knowledge and just general game sense as well. I think she did an excellent job.
Yeah, I think just in general, they've got a little bit more up their sleeve, a little bit more that they're working with, these Vertex guys. So it's going to be really good to see them as the season continues, what they can do against Trinity, because, they weren't really as closely matched up. I think Noot got a little bit unlucky at times, but again, we won't know until we get get some more matches in, which of course are going to come next week, Wednesday, same time, same place, guys. So make sure you follow the Twitch account. You don't want to miss that. And of course, XP Esports on Twitter as well, so that you can keep updated with all the stats, all the figures, the leaderboard, all that sort of stuff is going to be up there. On top of that, you just have to say a massive shout out to everyone behind the scenes for making this happen and bringing this together in the end. And again, it's just going to get better from here, guys.
Definitely. So once again, I know James touched on it, but thank you for sticking out with the technical difficulties at the beginning of the stream. We did get them sorted out, and hopefully we'll only go up from here. But it's been a pleasure casting for you guys tonight for our 4 maps. I hope we can see you again next week. And until then, enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you next time. I've been Sukai. This is James, and good night.
Catch you later.